Welcome to Live with Elder Kabir, where we are reminded to be faithful in the little. I am the voice behind the scenes, Deacon David. Today we have an encouraging show for you. Please watch till the end, and we hope you are blessed by this live stream.
Shalom, shalom. I'm glad to be back. All praise to the Most High Yah. I'm glad to be back with you guys for another Prep Day live stream with your elder here. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Guys, I've been very busy. We just got back. I haven't really been back since it was before the Pentecost, the Feast of Pentecost. So got back from there. So obviously we were going to do that week, and then I got back and had a baby. I had a son, a son. I won't say a baby boy, but I found out boy means dog or something. But I had a son. I know ball wouldn't be on me. So I had me a newborn son.
A new seed.
Yep, a new seed. And so Yah has given me a son. So I have three sons in the truth.
Wow.
3 sons that I have full control, no government. They are free. They are private.
Hallelujah.
They belong to Yah, not to the state of Wisconsin, to no state. They belong to me. And so now I get to rear them up. Like Proverbs 22:6, train up a child in the way he should go. When he grow up, he will not depart. So I get to I have 2 women that are amazing. They are an amazing helpmeet, and they are assisting me, helping me to rear up my sons and daughter in the truth, in the way of Yah. So I'm excited about that. Was able to circumcise them on the 8th day. That was kind of cool. So was able to get that done. It's usually nerve-wracking. I tell you, this is my 3rd one. I've done 2 on my sons and 1 on a brother. And but we got this one in. So it's getting easier. But it's still something about doing this stuff. So anyway, but we're back. And we have an amazing live stream for you today. And I don't know if there's any announcement. But would everybody to participate to make sure you guys are hearing us? It sounds like you guys are hearing us loud and clear. Want to make sure I'm not on Wi-Fi.
How was the birth, Elder? How did the birth go?
Birth was smooth. We had 2 of our saints. We had Mama Vicky and Sister Caroline up here to assist. There was no tear. It was a home birth. No complication. Everything was smoother than butter, and it was good to have extra help because that was less that I had to do. So I was just there to do the catch. Green 23, hut, hut. And he came out just on time. He didn't jump offside. He came out right when he was supposed to come out. So I was able to catch him. I was able to, it was beautiful. And I'm excited. So on my other platform, Facebook, be on the lookout for Facebook, Instagram. I will be putting out maybe some pictures or something. But right now he's in purification. His mom is in purification, and he's been with her most of the time. So, but he's doing well. He's sleeping. He's eating. It's amazing. Now, when I count my whole total of my 46 years on this earth, I've been able to produce 10 sons and 3 daughters, from my loins. So that's amazing. My grandfather, my father's father, he had 15. He had 15 little ones. And I don't know the how many sons versus how many daughters, but he had 15 we'll say children. And some of that comprised of some girls, but it was mostly boys. And he had that with four. Obviously, he practiced polygyny, but he had four wives, and he was able to produce 15. And I was telling my uncle back home, one of my dad's younger brother, and I was telling, he says, "Wow, you're doing it. You know, even though you was born in America, man, you almost catching up to our father." He said, "Man, go beat him." You know, so they're rooting for me to break the record. So anyway, just tongue in cheek, just some good fun. But no, I'm glad. I'm truly glad. I probably would have never probably had this many sons and daughter if I didn't come into the truth, and I probably would just had 8 or whatever. So obviously I lost 8, but I got my 5, and then I got 2 more bonus one. I got my son DeAndre and my daughter Ayana. And it's beautiful how Yah has blessed me with them. They're amazing sons and daughters that I have by way of Kairisha. And DeAndre is he's growing, and he's gonna be with me to the day I die. That's what he says, and I believe him. And my daughter Ayana, she's the same age as my daughter that I had, my first daughter. So it's kind of cool that I get to see the progression of what it's like to rear up a daughter at the same pace that I had with my natural daughter. So anyway, Yah's good. Yah is so good. So I'm excited to be with you guys. And so anyway, do you have any announcement or anything, Deacon, before I get into this?
No, I don't have any announcements, Elder. You want to let them know, I guess, how we got to this topic? I know there's been a lot of things happening in the ministry lately, and I think that's one of the reasons why this video came out, because of current events. And just kind of let everybody know, I guess, what's the point of this live stream today.
All right. I do want to respond to this brother here. He put out, and he didn't say anything, but he said 94. So he said 94 strong. So I'm like, how many of that makes me? Then that'll make it 81 away. So got some work to do. I hope I did my math right.
Yeah.
Anyway, but
and so far the poll, as you guys were coming in, you saw that poll.
Yeah, what was the poll?
We have 96% no and 4% yes. So the poll was, do you believe Straightway Praiseland is a cult? And
we got mostly no. So we got a lot of people that love us and that's with us. So that's good. So maybe when people come in, maybe they'll say something different. So I hope we have some naysayers here, because that's what we're here for. We are here to answer the question. So I'm gonna start off with a Bible passage here. And this is why we're going to be talking. There was a man, I don't even know his name. What is it called? 5 Point. I don't even know the guy's
5 Point Vids, yeah.
5 Point. So I don't know who
like
I've never
sports commentator, sports critic, or something like that.
Okay, so I've never met this man before. I would say he did a beautiful, artistically presentation, right? Is that safe to say? I mean, the presentation was very professional. Looked like it was well thought out, well put together very well. But obviously, he had this great production, great voice, everything. The whole thing was just professional. It looked nice. It was very entertaining until you start getting caught up, until you start noticing the sprinkle of lies in there. And that's what made it distasteful. But I'm going to be honest, in a way, it's kind of entertaining when I hear people say things about me, because, I'm a kind of guy that, growing up, I used to look at a lot of documentary on people, on famous people, on great leaders, historical people. And, I looked at it as factual, because, I'm trying to learn what made this person great, what made Dr. King great, what made Malcolm X great, what made, whatever I'm looking at, what made Hitler wicked or great, what made him great enough to have such an influence, and what made him evil. And you're just going off of the information that's out there. You had the History Channel, documentaries, and you're just listening, and I'm a big fan of Muhammad Ali. I'm listening to all of the people that's talking about him, the good, the bad, and you're just trying to get a good scope of who this person was based off of the reporting. And when it comes down to me being a person of fame as well, and now they're talking about me, I'm listening to it, and I know me. I don't know Muhammad Ali. I don't know Malcolm X or Martin Luther King. I don't know these people, but I know me. and I'm listening. I'm like, wow, this is the things that they're saying about me. It's not true. The guy never even talked to me. So now you get people who's never has met me, and now because of something like this, I think they had over how many views? Over 50,000 views. Was it how many
Yeah,
views?
it's I got it right here. It's about 59.
So
59,000.
close to 60,000 views of this video of this guy put out about me. And those people that have seen it is now going to believe what he said about me. It's like, wow. It's like, man, does people think I'm a man, you know, I have a family, I have a business. I'm just things that I'm trying to do. And I mean, do they take into account that the things you're saying about me can harm me, financially? I'm trying to provide for my family, maybe physically. I mean, all these different things. They don't think about it. They're just thinking about their subscriber, just trying to make money off of my name. We have our own Pastor Dow. Pastor Dow is a controversial figure as well. And you hear all these things about Pastor Dow. They talk about things in the past. They talk about things currently. Well, I've known Pastor Dow for 7 years, and it's entertaining. It's just amazing about the things that they say about this man and the things that I know about him personally, just my personal working relationship. And I work closely with Pastor Dow, my working relationship with him. And Pastor Dow is a loving man. I'm talking about this man is, he challenged me. He challenged me as a man to be more godly, to be more righteous, to be more loving. He is an example in our day that we can see what it looks like. I'm doing community not because I thought of it. I'm doing community because of the example that I see in Pastor Dow, and basically what it says in the word. It says it in the word, but then to see the example of what Pastor Dow has shown us what it looks like. But man, you go type up Pastor Dow, Pastor Charles Dow, you type him up, man, the things they're saying about him, the lies, it's just utterly amazing. People just take it. They believe it, hook, line, and sinker. It's amazing, so anyway, well, I can't always defend everything about Pastor Dow. All I can tell you is what I know, what I've seen, and a lot of times it's true. But you always gonna say, "Well, were you there? Were you there before that?" Okay, maybe I can't. But guess what? The person that this guy is talking about, I've known him for 46 plus years. 46 plus years. Matter of fact, I've seen him grow up from a boy to a man. I've been there every step of the way. And so I'm the only person that I'm able to tell you if this is true or not. And so we're going to do a reaction video, and we're going to play this whole thing. It's about 17 minutes. It was about 17 minutes long. It's about 17 minutes long. And we're going to let it play out, and we're going to stop it at key points. But we want you to see. It's well done. I don't even know. I'm going to add my commentary on it because I feel like it needs to be added here because, the book says in Proverbs, let me see. Do you have that Proverbs? Or did I just tell you that, Deacon? Proverbs 18:17 says, the first to state his own case seem right until another comes and examine him. The first to state his own case seems right until another comes and examine him. So you have over 60,000 people who heard this man speak about me, and he did it. And now I'm coming in to examine to see this stuff. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go here, and you guys got to understand, I am very proud to be in the truth. I am not ashamed of the gospel. I am not ashamed that I am a commandment keeper. I'm not ashamed to be associated, to be a part of, to be a minister at Straightway Truth Ministry. I am not ashamed to say that I am submitted to the authorities at Straightway Truth Ministry. I am not. I'm not ashamed to say I am one of the many servants at Straightway Truth Ministry. So I'm not ashamed. Yes, I have businesses, and I'm very thankful for the people that I work with. in my financial business. I'm thankful for the people that that before I came into the truth, who I had a relationship with. They know my situation, so I'm not concerned about that because they respect me. They respect, hey, it may not be your lifestyle has never been about, your lifestyle has never been for us, but we respect you because we know that your character. We know your character. We know the kind of man you are. And so for all the 60,000 people who may have seen this guy's deal, this is an opportunity for them to hear it from I'm not a horse, but the saying, the horse's mouth. So you get to see it from me. And for you guys there was some mean things being said about me, and it's to be expected. I remember Mother Carol once told me that, I remember I was telling when I came into the truth, and I was just like, really I was like a deer in headlights, man, just was shocked. Like I'm doing good things, but bad things are happening to me. I'm like, man, it's like I used to, when I was in Christianity, when I did good things, came back and boom. And I'm experiencing bad things, people doing mean things, people hating me without a cause. I'm just experiencing all these different things. And I remember just telling Mother Carol, man, this shouldn't be happening. And Mother Carol said, she just trailed off, at the end of our conversation on the phone. She said, it's to be expected. And it caught my attention. It wasn't like she said, it's to be expected. She said, she just kind of said under her own, I don't know if it was under her breath. We were on the phone. She said, it's to be expected. I was trying to get advice about how to deal with my ex-wife at the time and blah, blah, blah. So, but anyway, Mother Carol was right. This is to be expected. So I hope this is an encouragement for all of you guys that are coming into the truth. There's waking up to the truth. You have to understand we will be persecuted. But we're going to use this video going from sack leader to cult leader. So let's see how I went from being a sack leader. And I did it naturally, by the way, when I was a sack leader, naturally. I just want to put that out there. It's all natural, no drugs. Maybe I used ginseng and some, what's the other stuff? Ginseng and what's that stuff? Creatine. But that's it. So I did it as natural as it can be. And then I went to cult leader. So let's see how I went from sack leader to cult leader. So if you don't have anything, Deacon, let's roll that tape, they say. Deacon?
Oh, I was on mute there. Sorry about that. I was talking.
Deacon, we need Deacon,
no, we're here.
On mute because they don't see your face. You are the voice behind the scene.
Yes.
You mute your voice.
Well, I had there was
the whole thing. Now it's like Deacon is there. Now we don't have the voice. Now.
As you were talking, I was doing Deacon things on the phone, so I didn't want to. So, but I'm back.
All right.
Yeah. So no, I don't have anything else to add. Just a reminder.
If you guys have any, and guys, I want you guys to interact. If you guys have any questions, there's gonna be some. I'm telling you, this thing was done beautifully, man. It was, man. I just wish it was true. If I take myself out there, I'm thinking like, wow, what happened to him? He was a great guy, and man. It comes off so factual and so. It's. But let me not see. I try not to tell you too much. I want you to see it yourself, and we're just going to react. So we'll
react. Elder, just a reminder, we do have the poll set up. So if you have anything that you want to ask your audience, get some specific feedback, then just let me know. It's available. So
and I even got my shirt here, the culture. So if I'm going to be a cult leader, I thought it'd be presented that I should have my culture shirt, right? See, so I am a cult leader. I am the leader of a culture. It's pretty cool, huh? So anyway, maybe we should get something called cult. Maybe we should get something called cult leader, like cult and then leader instead of the culture. Yeah, drop the UR and put leader. I don't know. I just try to play on these words. It's amazing. I don't even know really what a cult is, but we'll find out. This guy from Point 5 is going to tell us what it is to be a cult, how to go from a sack leader to a cult leader. All right, you can roll that tape.
Gbaja-Biamila, or KGB, broke the all-time sack record for the San Diego Aztecs in 2000 and retired as the Packers' all-time sack leader in 2008. 16 years later, he's closer to a cult leader. This is the story of a football legend who's going quickly off the deep end, and the people he's bringing with him. Father,
stop. So anyway, he's gonna go to the little commercial. So you see how he sets this up. So he sets it up that he's a sack leader, and he said, "Oh, I just picked up what he said. He's almost a cult leader, right? I don't know if he says I was a full blown cult leader.
You're closer to a cult leader.
I'm close. Yeah, I'm closer to a cult leader than I am a sack leader. So once again, I just wanted, AKA, just FYI, I did it naturally. But anyway, but he said I'm closer to a cult leader than I am a sack leader. We got I don't know if this is a sister who's sick dog. Sick'em dog. Oh, that's how you spell the word sick'em dog. So we got sick'em dog. He says you are another cult leader. Man, I wish we had a way to get him on the show. I would love for him to explain to me how I'm another cult leader, because maybe he can give us hey, sick'em dog, can you please type in what is a definition of a cult? And then I know what a leader is because I was a sack leader and I'm supposedly a cult leader. But can you tell us what is a cult? What is your definition of a cult? Is like, would you say the Packer? I know he has the G there. I don't know if that G represents Georgia or the Packers, but would you say the Packer fans, is that a cult? Is that an example of a cult? So please, Sick'em Dog, if you can let us know what a cult is. We would love to get your definition, because this is not a term that I use personally. But if you could share some enlighten us on that, we really appreciate that. So anyway, but you can see how this guy sets it up. He sets up the video. He gets you thinking like, man, he's going off the deep end. I'm going off the deep end. It's amazing how I'm going off the deep end. Yeah. Let's see.
Maybe you meant the deep end of the pool because you were.
Oh, that's what I think. Because you got the pool. That's what I'm saying. It was so beautifully done, because it's like, wow, you got the pool. He's going deep, and stuff like that. So I mean, nice footage. He put a lot of work into it. So let's see.
GB was born to Nigerian parents. His mother was a Christian and his father a Muslim. He was raised in the Muslim faith but converted to Christianity during his rookie season with the Green Bay Packers. This change was influenced by a friend of Gil Bird, the team's executive director of player programs, who challenged his understanding of the religion. Bird, along with KGB's then-girlfriend, mentored him in his new faith, which soon spiraled and turned him into, as he calls it, an Old Testament Christian. KGB and coach Mike Sherman, who both joined the Packers in the 2000 season, developed a close relationship. Sherman, a Catholic, often had long theological discussions with KGB, who would frequently seek to clarify his understanding of various religious matters. These conversations sometimes extended late into the night, with KGB asking an endless stream of questions. Before Packers games, he was often seen in linebacker Brady Papinga's hotel room, discussing religious beliefs, despite Papinga being a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Their debates spanned.
And whenever you want to pause, just let me know. Of it.
You can pause. I mean, just to right now, I mean, everything he's saying, except for the intro, but everything he's saying is factual. So you're listening to it. I mean, it's not like he's lying. It's factual. My relationship with Mike Sherman, which I really appreciate. It was a joy playing for him. I thought he did a great job and leading the Packers in the time I was there. But yeah. So I mean, my conversation with Brady Papinga, all the stuff, with Father Jim, who's a Catholic priest on the team for the team. So. These are all factual. So you're listening to it. So there's a lot of truth. It's not like he's lying about some of these facts. These are probably things he quoted from Sports Illustrated or wherever he got the information from. But he looked like he did his homework, and so it sounds very truthful. So yeah, keep it playing. I can't object to anything right now.
You see what he said here?
Oh, we got something. I can't see. Why we got this? Is that me? Who got the play here? The play button. I can't read it.
It's just they can't see that. It's just on the back end here.
Oh, it says, "I'm here and will debate you real soon, Kabir. You are a cult leader, bro. Your grandioses will not last long." I don't know this guy. I wonder, do I know you the same way Kabir What is there? What does that say? You see the next one? regurgitate dials of BS bullshit. Polly wants a cracker. Okay, I don't know. See, guys, this is amazing. I don't know Sick'em Dog. You know, I know that phrase, but I don't know Sick'em Dog. But once again, I bet you I've never met Sick'em Dog, and I bet you I've never done anything personally to Sick'em Dog. But he hates me. This is perfect example of what I mean to be hated without a cause. This man don't know me, don't know my story. I mean, he doesn't even know me. I don't know this guy. Deacon, this is a cousin of yours or something like that? Do you know this brother?
I don't know this person.
Okay, you don't know.
My cousins don't. They're all in foreign countries.
Probably. So anyway, but let's keep playing. I don't want to be distracted too much here. But just a perfect example. Because I know it's very few. I have no enemies. I may have enemies. Obviously, it's clearly Sick'em Dog. I'm one of his enemies, but I have no enemies. But I may be your enemy, but I have none. So let's keep playing.
Years, reflecting KGB's staunchy literal interpretation of religious texts. His Christian teammates were also subject to his fervent views. Abstaining from alcohol, drugs, and swearing, KGB strongly upheld the sanctity of marriage, often confronting teammates going through divorces with statements like, "The blood is on your head." KGB was involved in Bible study with teammates like Ryan Pickett, Sam Congato, and even a young Aaron Rodgers. After his playing time was reduced in 2007, he saw it.
That's what I'm saying. I was blown away. Like, man, this guy went back and he knew who I did Bible study with. He knew who I used to talk to, and I just thought, hey, this guy looked like he did. I mean, so I'm thinking if I'm the person he's talking, if I'm the main event, if I'm the subject being talked about, and you hearing this man talk about me, I'm impressed. I'm personally impressed with what he's talking about. The things that he's talking about, I'm like, man, he knew, man, wow, that's good work. So if I'm impressed, I can only imagine those who don't know me is impressed too. And so it'll make you think that this guy know what he's talking about. Man, look, he knew this. He knew intimate details about things that only Kabir would know. And I'm here telling you, man, that's some good stuff. I'm like, wow, this guy really did his homework. So now he's building him up. He's doing a lot of truths, boom, 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 and then boom. Now, we haven't got to it yet because he puts a lot of good truth about me, true facts about me. Some is a little bit of jelly on it, a little exaggerated. But for the most part, he's in there. And then, boom, he now starts sprinkling the lies in there. And that's how Satan works. I want to show you guys how Satan works. This is why I have a hard time trusting the media, because the media puts their spin on it. This is somebody putting their spin on it. So they're going to tell you a lot of factual stuff that I can't deny. I think me and Deacon, we sat here and watched it. I said, I'm like, man, this is pretty good, except for the beginning intro. But other than that, this is pretty good. I'm listening. I'm like, wow. And then you start hearing the lies. You start hearing the innuendos. You start hearing the stuff. I'm like, wow, see, this is it. And then to have 60,000 people watch this and don't know, wow. Let's keep playing.
Hey, Elder, just to let you know that Sick'em Dog made a video just recently saying that you're a cult leader.
Oh, okay.
Want me to play it? It's up to you.
No, we want to be distracted. He wants to be this guy he wants to build his channel off of me again, hating on me, speaking. This is crazy. This is why I don't understand why people. I mean, I get it. I get it. When you don't have Yah, this is how you act. You just want to go in and you don't care about people. You just care about building your channel. So you're gonna step on whoever you're gonna step on, do whatever you got to do, destroy one man's life so you can go up. That's the way the world is, and I would never go back to that world. I don't. That's the way Christianity works. That's how the people of the world works. That's not my style. See, I'm here talking about me. So, but Sick'em Dog, I don't know this guy. He hasn't interviewed me. He hasn't talked to me. He hasn't done any type of. He's just gonna go off of another man's. One lie builds another lie, builds another lie. So, but anyway, let's keep on going. Let's keep going.
As an opportunity to focus more on discussing the Bible. He even provided subscriptions to Think Magazine, a socially conservative Christian publication, to everyone in the Packers organization. Former running back Amon Green, a close friend, noted that KGB's enthusiasm for Christianity sometimes alienated his teammates. One summer night at St. Norbert College, where the Packers held their training camp, a heated debate erupted. KGB recalls Aaron Rodgers frustrated, urging everyone to go to bed. The argument escalated, leading KGB to declare, if the locker room blew up, 99% of you guys would go to hell, which provoked widespread anger among his teammates. The incident led to a significant rift, particularly with Rodgers, who distanced himself from his teammates, saying,
if I may clarify here, okay. Now, at the time, it was during training camp. Now, that's a true statement. I made those statements. I said I was just basically at the time just sharing the gospel the best way I knew how, and I was just telling people, don't think that just because we're Green Bay Packers that y'all's gonna look at us the way the fans look at us. I said, guys, the fact that we're in the position we're in as Packers, we're no different than the rich young ruler, right? And he's in Yeshua, Jesus says that it is easier for a camel to go in the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to make it to the kingdom. So we should all in this locker room be on this team should be very concerned about where we are with the Most High. We should be really concerned about that. I said, if this place blew up, 99% of us of you guys will go to hell. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, are you telling me that the majority of people that play for the Green Bay Packers are going to make it to the kingdom? Come on, breaking the Shabbat. Now I know about the Shabbat. I didn't even consider the Shabbat. I just thought, like, man, the way we're worshipped in this town and the way people loves us and whatever. Now they'll hate you when they're done with you, but the love that you get for just playing for this team in this community called Green Bay, the Green Bay, the cheese country. No, the cheeseheads. Nah. So that's all I was saying. I just wasn't trying to be delusional. I was trying to be like, okay, if this is what the book is saying, if this is what Jesus said, then we need to really look like why is it easier for a camel, which is an impossible task in itself, to get a camel in the eye of a needle, which is a narrow doorway. If it's hard to already do that, and he said it's easier for that to do that than for a rich man. That should put fear, and that put fear in me. And I wanted to put the fear in them too, to make them think twice. So anyway, but there's context to it. It's not like I say, oh, you guys are going to hell. We were talking, we were having a nice little talk. I wanted to go get my Bible. No one wanted to hear the Bible. And then we just start talking. So and then
I think that's the point, Elder. I mean, yeah, this guy's speaking factual truth.
Yeah,
the way it's being presented,
it's
being presented in a conniving way.
Yes.
And so the fact is you play for the NFL. You know what I mean? But now how you spin that narrative, the fact is you're part of this belief system, right? That is the most ancient belief system, goes back to the Old Testament. Mm-hmm. But how you present that narrative, whether being good or bad, he's got the music and all that stuff. So.
Exactly. The music plays too, man. That's another thing. Music plays. It gets you to feel a certain way as he's speaking,
Right.
So.
Hallelujah.
If this is what a Christian looks like, I don't want anything to do with it. KGB acknowledges that their relationship has never been the same since that night. He frequently engaged Packers.
If I may say, Aaron Rodgers now can answer your question. No, Christians do not look like that. So if you want to be a Christian, you can go ahead and be a Christian. What I was doing in there was unchristian. It was not the Christian way. It was anti-Christian. So you can continue being a Christian. Because I'm not a Christian. And that's what the problem was. I was calling myself a Christian, but I was acting like an Israelite, a Hebrew. I was striving for that. That's what I was striving for. I was trying to, seek his kingdom and his righteousness. And the more I kept doing that, the more I kept alienating myself from Christianity, because Christianity don't follow the Bible. It's just that simple. Christianity is a religion of hate. That's all it is. They don't believe in keeping the commandments of Yah. They believe that the law is done away with. They believe that Jesus died so they can live in sin, so they can continue to sin. They don't have to love their brother. They don't have to love they don't have to love Yah. They can do whatever they want. That's what they believe. This is the hallmark of Christianity. And if I'm lying, prove me wrong. I dare you to prove me wrong. I used to be a Christian for 16 years, and we did not have to keep the commandments. You can eat however you want to eat. You can worship whenever you want to worship. You can meet whenever every Christianity revolve around your feelings, your emotions, your opinion. You can do as you like. You can do as you like, as you want. Christianity was a religion where you do what's right in your own eyes, whatever works for you. That's why no one can ever be on the same page. Christianity is unbiblical if you're going to use the Bible. There's nothing biblical. I don't even like using the word biblical, but there's nothing in the Torah, in the prophets, in the Gospels, in the epistles that even represents Christianity in any way. Anyway, so Aaron Rodgers, if you want to be a Christian, what I was showing is not a Christian. So that's why, I mean, and think about this. This is Aaron Rodgers came from Young Life. He went to Young Life. He was a Christian.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So he was big on Young Life. And so Aaron Rodgers' reaction was accurate. I mean, his reaction to me was right in line with Christianity because what I was doing was unchristian. And so I was the one that was in error to say that I'm a Christian because I wasn't acting like a Christian. I wasn't talking like a Christian. I was talking like a disciple of Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. And so that's where the disconnect. That's why very few Christians could support me because I was too close aligned with the Bible than I was with Christianity. So yeah, I went to Christian churches. I had Christian friends. I went to Christian Bible studies. And that's why I always kept butting heads because I kept going back to the Bible. And Christianities matter of fact, I bet you if you're a Christian, you're listening to me, I bet you the last Bible study you were at, I bet you didn't even go to the Bible. I bet you did a book study. Some book of somebody else talking about the Bible or talking about God. That's what we did. We never opened up the Bible and talked about what the Bible says. It always went back to a book of an author of modern times, talking about a topic. It could be on marriage or this and that, but no one ever really went to the Bible. That's unchristian. So Aaron Rodgers, I matter of fact, just right now, I'm reacting. This is just a pure reaction. I have more respect for him because that he did exactly. He says, if this is what Christianity, I don't have anything to do with it. And so I'm here to say, Aaron Rodgers, you are right. What I was doing was unchristian. So I hope I didn't turn you off to your Christian faith because you were doing exactly what a Christian is supposed to do with somebody who is anti-Christian but love Jesus. So anyway, just wanted to put that out there. So somebody share that with Aaron Rodgers. Take that.
You see the poll there?
What's the poll? Okay, I see it. It says, was your last Bible study a commentary of the Bible? Book study. Okay. Now, if we have a whole bunch of Hebrews here.
Yeah, it might.
That's not counting. So
yeah, that's good. Well, then now we show you what we study.
Exactly. So hallelujah. We should find out how many people on here are commandment keepers and how many people here are Christians. You know, are you a Christian or are you a commandment? You know, I mean, just to kind of get a poll. Then we understand why the polls are coming out the way it's coming. So we should do that.
You want me to do that? I can do that.
Yeah. Say, are you a commandment keeper? I mean, right now, I want to know how many commandment keepers we have on this thing and how many Christians we have. And we probably won't have. I mean, I can't imagine Christians coming to this channel unless they're looking for some dirt.
That'd be good. Now we can see the percentage.
Yeah, then it'll make sense. Like, wow. Because we got to understand who's our audience here. Because we could have a bunch of Christians watching. We could have a bunch of commandment keepers watching. So we got to be accurate here. I know Sikkim Dog. I don't know what he is. We should put in this. Maybe put a third option. Foolish. Okay, no, that's not going to work. But it just none. What do you call it?
Or neither. Yeah.
Yeah, neither.
Or other. I guess neither.
Yeah, other. Yeah.
All right, you should see it up there.
Okay, I see it. All right.
You see it?
No. Let me.
It'll come up.
I did have to turn.
Right there.
I see it. All right. Commandment keeping. Okay, great. Okay, let's keep going.
All right.
Chaplain Father Jim Bereniak in discussions about their differing faiths. Initially driven by innocent curiosity, KGB's questions gradually turned into intense interrogation. On one team flight, KGB challenged Bereniak to specify who among the passengers would achieve salvation, arguing that the path to heaven is narrow and requires accepting Jesus. Bereniak responded that such judgments are solely God's domain. To illustrate his point, Bereniak mentioned 2 Jewish members of the Packers organization, both honorable men, and refused to declare their eternal fate based on their religion. In response, KGB loudly questioned, "Father Jim, what are you going to do to save their souls? They will go to hell, and you are complicit in this if you do not save them." Sounds like a really fun guy. As Kabir Gbaja-Biamila's 9-year NFL,
there's some things that, as I listened to that, like I said, I was very zealous to sharing the gospel the best way. This is how Christianity taught me, and I love people. I care for people. I care for my teammates. I care for the people I work with. I just care for people at the time, and I still do. It just now I understand that I know that there's a clear distinction between those that are his and those who are not. And so there's only so much you can do for those who are not. I can make myself available for those who are seeking, but I'm not going to go out of my way to try to do the things I used to do when it came to trying to, share the gospel. And this is one form. I'm here on my own platform, and anybody that want to hear what I have to say, you have the ability, but I'm not going to go in there and bust down your door and try to save you. You can, if you don't want it, and I want it more for you, it's useless. The book says don't throw your pearls before swine. So, and some things, I'm trying to remember that conversation I had with they call AKA Father Jim here, a Catholic priest.
He was the chaplain of the team, right?
The chaplain of the team, yeah. So he just came.
Were you doing the Ray Comfort stuff at this point? Do you remember?
I was doing the Ray Comfort. So Ray Comfort. So that's kind of say,
way of the master.
Yeah, way of the masters that we broke into these laws, and so that's what I was really coming from. And like I said, I mean, I did cause a lot of riffraff. I'm not gonna lie, I did cause a lot of riffraff, but like I said, my heart was to save people. But what I've learned coming into this truth is I can't save anyone. There's only one Savior, and his name is Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. He is the only Savior that can save anyone. And so I learned real quick when I came into the truth. I tried my best to talk to all the people that I had good relationship with, and not one single person wanted to hear me. I mean, it was just tough. I mean, very few. I mean, I'm not saying not one. So let me take that back. It's exaggerating just a little bit. There was few, and it was very, very, very small, very small. But it was hard. It was very hard. And what y'all was showing me that I'm the one that's going to draw all men unto myself. And so if people don't have ears to hear, they're not going to hear. It doesn't matter how well you lay it out. You break it down, you show them, line upon line, precept upon precept. If they don't have ears to hear or eyes to see, they're not going to hear and they're not going to see it. Yah has to open up their understanding. Just like me, I knew what I knew. Like I thought I knew. I thought I was walking in truth. But it wasn't until Yah opened up my understanding that I was able to hear. I heard about the Sabbath before, but it wasn't really as powerful in any type of thing when I've heard about the Sabbath, when I had that dream. When I had that dream and Yah got a hold of me and he opened up my understanding the next day, it was really the same day because it was Friday evening, but the next day, in the Saturday morning, I listened to a man named Pastor Dow, and he was talking about the Sabbath, and it sounded different. It's like I knew what he was saying. I knew this was for today. I knew it wasn't even he didn't have to sell it. It's just that I knew, and I was in agreement, and I responded immediately. I'm talking about literally, however long you go check the history of that. You see how long it took Pastor Dow from that video, and there was a bunch of clips wherever there. However long it took him, as soon as I clicked that thing off, as soon as that thing ended, the very next thing I did was I went to my family. I told them, turn off the TV, stop messing around, shut it down. It's the Sabbath. Immediately. Man, can you imagine? they probably thought my wife at the time probably thought I was going crazy. I shut it down because I fear Yah. I fear Yah. Fear Yah and keep his commandment is the whole duty of man. It has not changed. It has not changed. The same duty that was back then is the same duty we have today, is to fear the Most High Yah and to guard his commandment. Jesus did not die so that now we don't have the duty of fearing Yah and keeping his commandment. Solomon figured that out. He laid it out. He tested everything, and he says the whole duty man is to fear Yah and keep his commandment. And Christianity will have you to believe that you no longer have to keep the commandments of Yah, and you don't even have to fear him. You can do whatever you like. Do as you will. That is straight from Satan himself, the Hasatan. Now, let me tell you what I'm not saying, because I know people are going to use this against me. I'm not saying Christians. I'm saying Christianity. Now, there's a lot of Christians that truly believe in Christianity, but I know few Christians who don't act like Christians. I'm going to be honest with you. They don't act like Christians because they actually are trying to do what the book says. They just don't know right now. Their understanding hasn't been open. And there are some people who are not even Christians, and they act more biblical than the people who say they know the book. Man, may Yah have mercy on them. They're kind to us. They're kind to me. You know, like Amon Green. I'll bring him up. Amon Green, they brought him up. Amon Green, during that time when I was going through he reached out to me, not just send me a text. He actually reached out, supported me. You know, now, is he in the faith? No, he's not in the faith. But he's a good friend. I've known him since our days in middle school. You know, I didn't know him at that time, but we went to the same school, middle school. But we really got to know each other when we played with each other for the Green Bay Packers. And he's still a person that I can still contact, and I'll just leave it as that. But I mean, Amon, yep, he reached out. He's a good friend. I can say that. You know. Other people, Ravel Martin and his family, he saw me, and bro, I baptized him, still have a good relationship with Ravel Martin. So there's people, and I'll say Ravel Martin he will identify as a Christian, but he does not act like it. He does not treat me like a Christian. I can tell you that much. He doesn't treat me like a Christian. I don't want to get him in trouble. Now he may get in trouble. Hey, Ravel, you're not supposed to be acting like that. You're supposed to atomize him or something. I don't know how the Catholics in the Canon 29, how he's supposed to treat me, but Ravel, we respect one another, and so once again, so I can't say all Christians, but most Christians, except for the few that I mentioned, and there's even some that I haven't mentioned, but just the few, but most Christians that I know totally shows hate. And when I say hate, they don't say, I hate you. They don't ever say that, but I can tell you this stuff, they love you less. So the love that I got before and coming into truth, now the love is less. That's what it means. So it says that you can either it's not, it says when Yeshua says to be my disciples, you have to hate your mother, your father. It didn't say hate them like hate them. It just means you need to love me more than you love them. Does that make sense? Exactly. So the love that I used to have from people in Christianity is less now. The love that I had with Amon Green is I'll even say my relationship with Amon Green is even greater because now the stakes is higher. Everybody's abandoned me. Families abandoned me. Sons and daughters abandoned me. Agents abandoned me. But you have Amon Green, he's saying, hey, I'm still here. So he's with me when he doesn't have to be with me. Does that make sense what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
So I would say that his love for me, I know Amon Green loves me. I know Ravel Martin loves me because they're loving me now when I'm not lovable. But guess what? They were loving me when I was getting made fun of when I was on the team. When people say, oh, don't talk to Kabir, he's going to try to convert you. These are the same guys that still had a relationship with me in spite of the peer pressure not to have a relationship with me when I wasn't just a Christian, just one of the guys.
What's that scripture says? A close friend is better than a faraway brother.
Isn't that Sirach? Yeah.
No, I think it's just in Proverbs.
if you can find it. So I value those relationships. I appreciate that. And so and as far as I go, but I'm just giving you some examples of people that even though they will identify as a Christian, they don't act like a Christian. And those who are Christian, bona fide Christians, I'm talking about, boom. And these guys wouldn't tell you, oh, I'm a Christian leader. I mean, that they're a Christian leader, but man, they are better than Christian leaders. I would say, from my experience, they show actually more love than what a Christian shows. And I'm glad they're not too much of a Christian. I feel the more of a Christian you are, the less godly you become. So being more Christian is not actually a good thing. But anyway, each his own. But like I said, so I hope you hear that I took a good amount of segment here to let you know I'm speaking about the religion of Christianity. I'm not talking about individual Christians, okay? But most individual Christians that I knew, 95% of them has shown me hate without a cause. They have shown me less love than they used to. You know what I'm talking about? Let me give you an example of what hate means. None of the 90% Christians says, Kabir, I hate you. None of them have said that. But I'm going to tell you this. Let me call them. They ignore my call. But back in the days, they'll take my call. Hey, come over to the house. They don't want to come to the house. They avoid me. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean, hate. Not I hate you, or I don't even know any other way, but it's not the same anymore. It's not, they see me, they avoid me. They avoid my calls. They stay away from me. Instead of giving me a call, they text me, hey, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So it's just different. It's different. I call them, they ignore my calls. Oh, there go Kabir. So if I call them, they're going to ignore me. So that's what I mean, that they hate without a cause. Does that make sense, Deacon? I hope I'm making sense. Does that make sense to you guys that are listening?
Yeah. There's what I was saying right here, Elder.
Huh? Right here. Read it.
It says, a man of many friends might come to ruin, but there is a loving one who sticks closer than a brother.
There you have it.
I would put Roger in that category.
Yeah. So it's
we're complicit.
Roger. Oh yeah, Roger. Yeah, exactly. You told Roger to take care of my dad.
Yeah, exactly.
That's another good one. I mean, there's so many people that now I say so many, but there's not just. But yeah, there's a guy. I mean, he doesn't, but there's a guy that take care of my dad, and I've known him since 2010 when my dad moved in with me. And I've known him. He was just a caregiver, a person that you hire to take care of your elderly parent. So I hired him because I needed to get sleep. So he will come in during the night. I literally paid to get to sleep. That's
physical therapist.
Yeah. So he does that more. He does physical therapy, but he does a lot of stuff. Helping the he either spend time with them, doing workouts, things of that nature. But I've known Roger since 2010. We in 2024, and Roger the whole time. That's a perfect example. Roger the whole time has not batted an eye. The whole time has supported me. He's been there with me the whole time. And people would spit in his ears and say, "Hey, are you afraid, man? Watch yourself. Oh my goodness, this." Nope, not Roger. And if anything, I'm the one that encouraged Roger to read the Bible. When I was a Christian, he actually took me up on it, read the Bible, and he says, you are actually doing, and I don't even think he goes to church or anything. He don't need to, not these churches, but he says, you are actually doing more what I read in the Bible than what I see people who say they're Christians. This is a non-bias. And when I say non-bias, you say, well, he knows me and I'm paying. No, me and Roger, we are good friends. I mean, me and Roger will be good friends to the day one of us are gone. I can tell you that much. But Roger, man, I mean, he's reading the Bible. And he says the things you're doing, I read about. The things that I see Christians doing, I don't see anything resembling what I read. He's just going off as a pure reading. He's going through his second round reading the Bible. He's read the whole Bible. I said, Roger, did you know just what you did, completing the whole Bible? That you read the whole Bible, did you know you have surpassed 98% of all Christians who profess to be Christians? They have never read the whole Bible like you did. you know more than 98% of Christians. He was like, wow. Because he's not a church going guy or whatever, but he read the Bible. Because I encourage him to read the Bible and say, check it out. And so now he's reading the Bible. He knows the story. He said, oh yeah, he can tell you, not this, but he knows the story now. He said, now I'm reading the second time and I'm catching things that I didn't catch the first time. And so, and then he comes here twice a week to take care of my dad, and he sees how we live our life. And he says, man, I see what you're doing. I see how you live your life. I know what I'm reading, and your life represent more what I see in the Bible than what I read. Compared to those who say they're Christian, I don't see anything closely resembling what I read in the Bible. I'm not making this thing up. I cannot make this thing up. This is a man that's just reading the Bible for the first time. That's why in Straightway Truth Ministry, we always challenge people, just read the Bible for yourself. Stop reading it from somebody's commentary. Just read it. Pray, God, give me understanding as I read your word. Just read it for yourself, and then you make a judgment. See, Roger can make a judgment because he read the Bible. He's read it from Genesis to Revelation, and he's going back and going to read it again. And then he sees people who are literally living it right before his very own eyes. He literally sees it with his own eyes. I say, Roger, are you afraid that we come here? Roger, are you afraid that we carry guns? No. He said this. He says, well, I'm here. I feel like this is the safest place to be. Right?
Yeah.
He said, all I see is love. But when Christians see us, they see hate. Why? Because Christianity is a religion of hate. So when we're loving one another, when we eating together, when we breaking bread, when we surround our life around the Messiah, that's hateful to a Christian. Our lifestyle is a stench to Christianity. It's a stench. They hate it with a passion. They don't even know why they hate it. They just know it's not Christian. When Christmas come around and we're not keeping Christmas, that's offensive to a Christian. When Easter comes around and we don't have bug bunnies and doing egg hunts, that bothers a Christian. When we don't worship the sun god on Sunday, that's an offense to them. But so it's okay. We're gonna be hated because we're not Christians. If I was trying to be a Christian, I promise you I would know how to be loved by Christians. But because we are anti-Christians, anti-Roman Catholicism, Christians, aka Christians, this is why we're hated. The Catholics, the Roman Catholics have always hated our people. They used to burn our people at the stakes. Go look it up. Go look up the Spanish Inquisition if you think I'm making it up. They used to do that. They used to burn our people that look like me on the stake in the name of Jesus. They were doing it. They were doing it in the name of Jesus. Am I making this up, Deacon?
No, I'm speaking truth.
They used to burn up. They didn't look like the people in Israel that called themselves Jews. They didn't look like. They looked like me. They were burning us. They kicked us out of Spain. That's how we got to Africa and all over the place. And obviously, the Atlantic slave trade, the slave trade, the Atlantic slave trade, and things of that nature that spread us all over the place. Obviously, because of our disobedience. Well, Christians always despise us. That's why when I started keeping the Shabbat, that's why that became an issue. That's what they hated. They didn't like the fact that a Hebrew Israelite, natural born, was keeping the Sabbath. They were not going to have it. Not in Catholic country. Green Bay, Wisconsin is a Catholic. This is predominantly, what's the percentage we found out? Is it 60, 70, 80% Catholic?
Oh, I don't know. I can look it up real quick.
This is a big time Catholic community. We have a tax assessor. He came to our house, seeing how we're using this home. He says clearly this house is being used for a house of worship. He says, yes, I cannot deny that the house is being used differently and is being used as a house of worship. But what he struggles with is he's a Catholic. And he's commanded to hate us and to treat us bad. And he's trying to find a reason why to treat us unfairly, but he has to do it legally so it looks good on paper. He can't do it because of religious belief, so he has to find a way. And they're working hard to try to find a way to deny us of our tax exemption for our property tax. They're trying to find a way. They're trying to find a way to hate us wisely. They can't do it in the open. Now, I think they can. Who's going to do anything about it? But I guess they got to look like they're, maybe they'll open up doors to other people. Like, whoa, So this is what we deal with. This is what I deal with. I don't hurt anybody. We mind our own business. We keep the commandments of the Most High Yah. We go out and do what we got to do. We come back, and we don't hurt anybody. And I can't tell you how many people hate us just because we keep the commandments of the Most High Yah. It's real, guys. It's not making it up. Talk to the people that are not a part of our community, but comes and visit, and then they hear both sides, and they hear the hate. They say, why do you guys hate him? They can't say, why I hate him because he stole from me. I hate him because he they don't have anything. And I've never experienced this much. I've never in my whole life experienced this type of hate until I became a true believer of the Most High Yah. Anyway,
you see the numbers there?
Look, it's 71%. We are literally in the heartbeat of Catholic. You know how you have this the Bible Belt? This is the Bible Belt of Catholicism. 71% predominantly Catholics. Don't be surprised to see Joe Biden up here trying to get the Catholic votes because he's a Catholic. Almost definitely, if you're Catholic and you trying to get votes, oh, you coming up to Wisconsin. And then what? Lutheran is next, which is pretty much coming from Catholics, 16%. And then Protestant, which I was a part of, 12%. So I'm not making this thing up. So it makes sense. And a lot of people that are Protestant came from they grew up Catholic and then they became Protestants. So I didn't understand it. So when I was going around saying, hey, we're supposed to be keeping the Sabbath, I'm thinking like they're going to be rejoiced, like, woo, wow, let's do it. And I'm like, Kabir, do you know who you're talking to? I'm talking to Catholics. I'm talking to people. My ex-wife was a former Catholic. She grew up Catholic, worshiping the statue of Mary. I've seen a picture of her literally bowing down to a statue of a picture that white Mary or some woman, Virgin Mary, they call it. So when me being a Hebrew Israelite, look at the Hebrew, I'm thinking they're going to be rejoicing, bro. I got the opposite effect. Man, it went from love to hate in a hurry. There was no adjustment. If you think I'm making up, July 1st, July 19th, I came into the truth. I had my dream on July 1st. My family was out the door on July 19th. How many days is that? That's a little bit over 2 weeks. 16 years of marriage, 19 days, boom, gone. Didn't even get no notice, no warning sign, nothing. Boom. Why? Because I kept the Shabbat. Am I making this thing up, Deacon? I know you wasn't here for that, so you probably, you know what I mean. Deacon, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay. Anyway, I know you can't respond because you wasn't there. But anyway.
No, I mean, I can't. I mean, I guess.
But you've seen the text, man. But anyway, 19 days. 19. Gone. So why? Because Catholics, if you can go to their canon, and is it Leo Cedillo? I don't know if it's but one of their canons, Canon 29. Maybe Deacon will find it where we'll play this thing, keep playing it, and we'll let you guys see it. Let's keep playing this stuff. Let's get to the
in this. If you do not saves them. Sounds like a really fun guy. As Kabir Gbaja-Biamila's 9-year NFL career neared its end, he and his wife Eileen embarked on building a home for their expanded family on 18 acres, naming it Praiseland. A note to Elvis Presley's Graceland. Throughout the construction, Kabir continuously expanded the plans, adding extra bathrooms and kitchens, envisioning the home as a hub for their ministry in support of those in need. Praise Land now spanned 30,000 square feet, featuring an indoor pool, a gym, and an additional house on the property divided into 3 apartment-style suites. The Gbaja-Biamilas utilized the space for their sons' basketball practices, Providence Academy's annual fundraising gala, family friends' weddings, and frequently hosted church groups and visiting pastors. In March 2018, a decade after KGB's retirement, Eileen, 8 months pregnant with their 8th child, began moving out with their children's belongings. Several friends, including then Packers running back Ty Montgomery, assisted her. According to a police department report, Eileen requested police assistance to maintain peace as KGB was allowing only men to enter the home, barring her female friends. Throughout the day, KGB and a pastor walked around the house, reading scripture aloud, which Kabir described as a measure to keep the witches at bay.
Stop. So look at, so you have, this is what I mean by hate. So you got Ty Montgomery, I think he's still playing the NFL. I was mentoring him a little bit when he came to the Packers. And this is the same guy that I was mentoring, trying to, just be a veteran. This is the same guy that literally with his own hands came out and start taking stuff out and helping my ex-wife move things out of the house, taking my sons and daughters' stuff out, helping to pack it. See, that's what I mean. See, it went from love to hate. You see that? That's what I'm saying. Now, he would never say, I hate Kabir, but he literally participated in showing me hate. And the same, and you know why? Because his wife at the time was good friends or is good friends with my ex-wife. And guess what? Now he's divorced. And I told you know what I told him? I said, Ty, you're next. That's what I told him. I said, Ty, you're next. Guess what? Found out him and his wife is no longer.
Yep. And he's probably too embarrassed to reach out to you.
I think if you're married to a woman who's telling you to come here and do this wicked to me, you don't think you're next? And she did the same thing she left him too. I don't know. I just know they're not together. I don't know how. You can look it up, but I know Ty and his wife are not together anymore. So he's with somebody else now. So what does that tell you? How did I know that? Because I'm looking at the fruit. I'm saying if this woman is supporting my wife at that time, doing what she's doing, this wicked deed, then guess what? You're next too. And they're not together anymore. So I think he played for the Houston Texans or something, I think he played for the Patriots. Go look it up. You're not going to see him. He's not married to her anymore. I think he had a baby girl. He had a baby with her too. And so they're not together anymore. Don't blame me. I wasn't there. So I didn't go out there. I sure wouldn't help her to go pack his stuff up or pack her stuff up. But you didn't see Amon Green doing some shit like that. You didn't see Ravel doing some shit like that, but he did that. Now, I didn't know him as long as I knew those guys. But that's what I'm saying. I hate. So he never said, Ty Montgomery has never told me, Kabir, I hate you. But in his action, he showed that he hated me.
Yeah.
I even asked him, Ty, what am I doing wrong? You know what you're doing wrong. Go ask God. That's what he told me. That was his best answer. You know what you're doing. I don't know. Tell me. Help me so I can repent. I mean, if somebody say, help me so I can repent, and his best answer is go to God and ask him. Mary, go ask the woman God, and she will tell you.
That's exactly it.
But hey, I have no bitterness. I'm just telling you guys facts. So somebody knew about that story. All right, keep playing.
Here live streamed the events of the day on the Marco Polo app to a group chat, calling Eileen's church friends heathens while they packed in the garage. KGB, who regularly posts videos on YouTube, also operates a Patreon account with various subscription tiers, offering relationship advice, court info, common law, budget management for your family, / not giving your strength to women, leveraging his certification as a financial planner that he obtained in 2016. If it were up to me, I'd stop doing YouTube, Kabir remarked, but you have to see the finished product, have to see that there's life after divorce. Praise Land, once a venue for youth basketball, school fundraisers, and church groups, now serves as a different ministry, promoting a distinct truth. Dowell, the ministry leader, encourages followers to homestead, pooling resources and living as a close-knit, isolated community. Kabir has hosted several events, including a Sabbath debate and his 2019 wedding to Bree Rainey, attracting so many visitors they overflowed into tents on his land and in the gym. The property has been renamed Straightway Praiseland.
See, that's
so what exactly is Straightway? If you don't want to call it a...
See, that's what I'm talking about. See, information is like that. How do you know about the tent? Did anybody say anything about that? Maybe I said something. I don't know, but it just seemed like, man, this guy
maybe part of. Well, I think it was part of the Sports Illustrated article.
Okay, I don't know if they said that, but man, but I'm just saying that the guy did a lot of research, and man, I mean, he knew about he knew Bree, her last name was, her maiden name was. He knew, it's just like, wow, it sounds like this guy's. I mean, right now, everything he's been saying is all truthful. Maybe a little jelly here and there, but. I mean, it's
about how he's presented it, though.
Yeah, exactly. It's the way he's presented. Yep. Okay, keep playing.
Cult, which they wouldn't. You would use the much nicer word, ministry. Their website says this on the front page: "We are a nation of Hebrew Israelites who are commandment keepers, obedient to Yah and our Savior Jesus Christ. In regards to what to expect from us, expect to hear things that will upset you. Expect to find things in your Bible that you have never seen before. You will be challenged." The ministry.
So you see how, just look at that. He highlights a passage that he sees on Straightway Truth Ministries old website, right? And he doesn't read the whole thing. The part that he leaves out is, "We are blessed with a vibrant deliverance ministry, life-changing truth, and true Jeremiah 3:15 pastor. We praise and thank Yah for all things." He goes straight into the negative. So he doesn't read the whole thing. Why? Because he doesn't care about the truth. All he cares about is painting a negative picture about me and Straightway Truth Ministry and our pastor. So let's go to Proverbs 6:19. And so this is the kind of person that's putting this video together. Let's read. Read, Deacon.
"These 6 things doth the Most High hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that sows discord among brethren."
So this guy is a false witness. You're going to see he's a false witness, but he's a false witness. Because he wasn't even there. He's sowing discord amongst people that may know me or whatever to cause doubt. He's shedding innocent blood. What's he doing? He's literally murdering my character, right? But this video was not in any way to speak truth about me. Is to slander me, to slander my name. And it's amazing to me that in the culture that we live in, the country that we live in, you can literally say whatever you want to say about somebody, and there's no ramification to that. It doesn't matter if it affects them financially. It doesn't matter if they get debanked, or lose their job, or
right.
I mean, it doesn't even matter. They can just cause financial harm and spewing lies, and there's no ramification. These are the things that Yah hates, and these are the things that is very acceptable. So you got over 60,000 people that he's never going to go back and say, "Guys, I got it wrong." He never came and talked to me, never came to see what's true and what's not true. He just reading all these different things, and he's just, boom, taking the sink, line, sinker.
Yep.
So I know me. I don't know about all the people he's done things. So now when you go to this guy's channel, you should be very suspicious of what he's talking about those people. Because now I have doubt in what he's saying about those people. Because now I know he's going to put a negative spin, because that's how he gets subscribers up.
Yep.
I know me. And this we just getting started. Now I'm about to show you Bible. I'm about to book it right now. I'm going to show you that what this man is doing is wicked, and how he's spitting, how he's what they call what you get, getting bit by the viper. 60,000 people is going to get bit by the viper because of that guy's video. So I'm hoping that whoever saw that video, maybe the 60,000 come here and get the truth about what's really going on. Now, they still may be of the same opinion, but at least I appreciate that they take the time to be able to weigh the cost to see if what this guy is saying is true or not. I'm here. I'm here to answer any questions, and we're going to go and we're going to address some of the allegations that this guy presents in this video. Keep playing it.
To find things in your Bible that you have never seen before. You will be challenged. The ministry has a compound in Tennessee, and the reality for some of the people who live there is a bleak one. Several former members recount a life strictly governed by Old Testament principles, overseen by a domineering leader who restricts interactions with the outside world. Allegations include mistreatment.
We should let it play, and then we'll come back and rewind it.
Go back and address it. Go.
Yep.
Treatment of women and children,
Go back.
inadequate access to health care, hostility towards the queer one. Several former members recount a life strictly governed by Old Testament principles, overseen by a domineering leader who restricts interactions with the outside world. Allegations include mistreatment of women and children, inadequate access to health care, hostility towards the queer community, and at least 2 incidents of aggressive recruitment of teenagers against their families' wishes. Additionally, heavy financial demands make it challenging for individuals to depart from the group. In their deep dive 2020 story about KGB, Sports Illustrated revealed accounts of poor education, a lack of access to healthcare, and sexual and physical abuse on the compound that led to young girls on the brink of taking their own lives. The overwhelming misogyny at Straightway traces back to leader Charles Dowell.
Are you stopping? Is this a good time to stop? Deacon, what are you doing?
You have never seen before. You will
I'm going back here, so we're going to go one by one here, Elder.
Okay.
be challenged. The ministry has a compound in Tennessee, and the reality for some of the people who live there is a bleak one. Several former members recount a life strictly governed by Old Testament principles, overseen by a domineering leader who restricts interactions with the outside world. Allegations include mistreatment of women
Okay, so the first one is first of all, I don't know what they mean by domineering leader. I don't know what that means, but maybe I got to look up the word domineering. Maybe my English vocabulary is limited. But it says restrict interactions with the outside world. First of all, I'm here to tell you I have never seen anybody being restricted with interaction in the outside world. If you want to go out, you are more than free to go out. Now, you can't be coming back and forth and just, no, that we don't do that stuff, but you're more than welcome to leave. We have had people here at Straightway Praiseland. I know for sure Pastor Dow have experienced many people who lived on community and who's left community. So no one is being restricted interaction with the outside world. Let's go to 1 John. Let me show you, and let me just show you the book. This is what I'm saying. This is a Christian thing, because Christians don't read the Bible. It's in the New Testament. Let's go to 1 John chapter 2, verse 15 to 17. Read.
Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yah abideth forever.
So there you have it. So the reason why you don't see us like hanging out and doing things in the world, because we're not of the world. It says, right, love not the world. That's a command. Neither the things that are in the world. Right? So if you love the world, then the love of the Father is not in him. So we don't deal with people that loves the world. We deal with people who has a love for the Father. So that's it. So we don't have to restrict anybody. Your own lust. If you have a lust for the things, the lust of the eye, if you have a lust for the things of the world, the pride of life, then you're not his. So we don't have to restrict anybody. We don't tell you can't go. We're not holding. There's no one being held in chains. We believe in freedom. We believe that you should have the freedom of choice. If you want to go out there, fill your cup, have a good time. But you can't be going back and forth if that's what you're talking about. You're not allowed to live here and live out there. No, that's not going to happen. Choose this day whom you're going to serve. If you want to be in the world, be in the world. Go all out. If you're going to be here, go all out. That's all we do. But we don't restrict anybody. See, so that's a false allegation that we restricting people to have interaction. I got my woman, you know, so her family, you know, not all the time, but she have access. If she wants to call her mom for whatever reason, because, you know, I had a baby or whatever, they can do that. They don't necessarily do it all the time, but they're not being restricted. Matter of fact, I think one of my women, her dad is coming to visit because he wants to come and visit. He's welcome to come. What am I going to say? No, you can't come. No, he's coming. He wants to see his grandchildren. I'm going to let him. What am I going to do? Then when he gets here, you think I'm going to hold him against his will? No, I'm going to pick him up from the airport. Then I'm going to bring him here. And then I'm going to take him right back to the airport because he's in and he's out. That's what we do.
Like Pastor says, the door swings both ways.
Exactly. The door do swing both ways. We got sisters here. Sister Maya, her parents come out here from time to time. And her dad is amazing. He's a chiropractor. Man, he's so kind. He not only come and see his daughter, and we never, I mean, he comes in and he gives everybody adjustment in the community. It doesn't matter how many of us is here at that time. Say, oh, can we get it? He gives a little adjustment. The little ones get adjustments and everything. And I think in the beginning we tried to pay him. He didn't want it. It was out of kindness of his heart. We call him a friend of the ministry. Very nice family. He came to the wedding. Him and his Maya's her father and mother both came to the wedding. They were respectful. I think the mother had her head covered. Everything very respectful. And came and he gave his daughter away to Brother Jordan. The one that they saw me baptizing when I'm going to the deep end. You know what I'm saying? So this is just nonsensical when you hear people saying stuff that's not true. This is me.
False witness, yeah.
We have people coming, you know, they have to come here and stuff like that. So once again, false. Fact check. False. We should put that in there. Boom. You know how they put that thing? True or thing. False. True. You know. Anyway, is there anything you want to add to? Oh, James, go to James 4:4. What's in James 4:4?
Right here. Adulterers and adulteresses, do you not know that the friendship of the world is enmity with Elohim? Whoever therefore intends to be a friend of the world makes himself an enemy of Elohim.
There you have it. So we're not here trying to keep. If somebody wants to be in the world, we're not going to hold that. We're not going to hold them back. Go. Fill your cup. Go all out. Don't just do it halfway. Go all out. You know what I'm saying? So we don't restrict anybody. So that's a false allegation. False. False. Go to the next one. Listen to this.
Back it up a little bit.
By Old Testament principles, overseen by a domineering leader who restricts interactions with the outside world. Allegations include mistreatment of women and children.
Next allegation, mistreatment of women and children. I mean, where are they getting this from? Let's go to what the book says, because we're commandment keepers. We do what the book says. We're not like Christianity that ignores the laws, the statutes of the Most High Yah. We guard the commandments. So let's see if it's okay for us to mistreat women and children. Let's go. Go to James chapter 1, verse 27. What does it say?
Pure religion and undefiled before Elohim and the Father is this: to visit the fatherless and widows in their affliction, and to keep himself unspotted from the world.
That's what we could. That's our instructions. We're called to what? To take care, to visit the fatherless, to visit the widows in their affliction. Go show me a Christian church that take care of their widows and their fatherless. I want to see what that looks like. We take care of my second woman was a widow for 8 years. She was a widow, and her son and the daughter were fatherless. Guess what I was doing? I was a brother first, and I became a father to the fatherless. And when I became a father to the father, just being in a brother position, making sure they had what they need, discipline them when I need to discipline them, encourage them when I need to encourage them. I was literally doing the work of the Most High Yah. Yah was working in me to be a father to the fatherless. And it wasn't because over time, Dad said, this woman wanted to be covered. She's a good woman. She's taking care of my dad. I covered her, took her in. Now she's one of my women. And you know something? Christianity will freaking, their face will contort in so many different ways. They will freaking, they'll despise that type of, you know why? Because Christianity is a religion of hate. They'll tell me that me taking on that woman and being a father to the fatherless is wicked. That I should just leave that woman and let her figure it out. Let her go find somebody else. You already have a woman. You can't cover her. Why not? I can take care of. I take care of this one. I can take care of this one too. I've been pretty much taking care of her. You see what I'm saying? And when I told this, my son now, DeAndre and Ayana, when I told them I'm covering their mom, you think they were sad and they were upset? Man, it went ballistic up in here. They were rejoicing. Deacon's daughter, Ayana, hey, you have a daddy. Everybody was just rejoicing. I'm thinking like, wow, look at this. Wow. Yeah. Look at the love. The children, the Bible says the kingdom of heaven are like one of these, and they get it. They get it. They're like, wow, they were so happy because for 4 years or however long they were here, they will see Deacon's daughters say, Daddy's home or Daddy's here. And DeAndre and Anna say, where's our daddy? Well, their dad's passed away. I had to tell them, guys, I'm kind of like your dad. I wasn't, but I'm like your dad. I mean, I make sure you guys have what you need, boom, boom, you know. And I thought it was the same. And I'm going to tell you, it's different. It's different when you become, when I covered Carisha, it was different when now I'm responsible for them. Now they're part of my household. It stepped up just a little bit higher. Now it's like, man, hey, you represent, this is different. I didn't think it was going to be different, but there is a difference. There is a difference. The way we dress, everything, it's no longer on her. It's my responsibility to take care of my son. I call him my bonus son and daughter. And I'm going to be honest, right now, I will say my bonus son and daughter is better than the natural branches. Better. They show me way more honor, way more respect than my own natural ones. Not the one in the truth, because they're young. I'm just saying, obviously they're older. But if you take my natural one, the Christian ones, my Christian set of ones, the 8 that I have, and I know just a few I encounter. But if you take the way they treat me and the way the ones they didn't even come from my loins, they treat me better. You would think like, hey, this boy looks more like you, but this boy doesn't look like you, but he treats you more like a son, and this one treats you more like I don't know, like an equal, or I don't know. I can't make this thing up. So I'm glad that I'm practicing polygyny. I'm glad that I was able to go beyond the social norm of America and cover this woman, because in Christianity, they'll say she's on her own. She got to go figure it out. She should have had insurance or life insurance. Her husband should have had life insurance or something like that. But hey, and you think a single guy for the first time want to take on a woman with a son and a daughter off the bat? That's it. Hey man, if you cover her, this is it. You can't have any more. No, this is it. Man, I'm like, man, Carisha, I would love to help you out, but man, I got a potential to still get me this hottie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you keep fighting, girl. You fight, girl. I'm praying for you, girl. But I'm gonna see. I can take her and still get another one. See, me taking her doesn't stop me from getting somebody else. So I can love my sister. And now she's in a better situation than she was when she was just a widow. I bet you ask her if she'd rather be in Christianity as a widow or be a widow at Straightway Truth Ministry. You don't see her going throughout there. She can leave. If she wanted to leave right there and pack up and leave right up, she can pack up and go into the system. They'll be more than happy to take her. But she's here. She seemed more happier now than she was before. What do you think, Deacon?
Oh yeah, definitely.
The sons and daughter are happy. So guess what? And I've been in the truth for 7 years. 7 years. Is it 7 years? Will it be 7 years?
Since we came in community?
Yeah, no, since I've been in the truth.
July. I think it's more than 7 years. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So yeah, you're on your 7th year.
So the Feast of Trumpets will be I would have completed 7 years, and already I have 7 babies or 7 little ones that I call sons and daughters. I got 4 sons and 3 daughters in the truth. 4 sons and 3 daughters. And I was able to do that in 7 years. Did you know to produce 8 babies in Christianity? It took me 16 years to produce 8 babies. And Yah blessed me with 7. I had 5 from my loins within 5 years. I haven't even completed 5 since I made a covenant with Bree. September will be year 5, and I already have 5 from my loins already. How do you explain that? Praise Yah. That's how I explain that. Praise Yah. So, man, but anyway, but we're supposed to take care of our women. So when people say we mistreat our women, show me how we mistreat our women. Tell you, we have a woman who was fatherless. We have a woman who was a widow. Let's go to James. Let's go to Exodus 22:22. We're commandment keepers, so we can't do what the Christians do. Christians can do this. We can't do this. Read.
Ye shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child.
There you have it. We can't afflict them. So for this thing, once again, this statement, mistreatment of women or children, false. We are commanded not to be afflicting any widows or any fatherless. We don't do that to women and children. That's not what we do. That's Christianity. Don't mistaken us with Christianity. Christianity's doing, and I don't see him doing a video on Christians and what they really do to the women and children.
Facts.
Let's go to the next accusation.
Inadequate access to health care.
Adequate, what does it say? Inadequate access to health care. Deacon, do you have inadequate access to health care?
I do not know.
Deacon, how often you get your teeth? How often you go to the dentist?
I've been skipping my recent ones, but
you've been skipping.
Well, it's because it conflicted with the teeth, so I have to reschedule it. But it's supposed to be every 6 months.
Have you been forced to skip it?
Oh no, it's just because of scheduling.
Is it because you have Badger care?
The fact that I have options to skip, it should tell you enough of how much inadequate access.
And do you have insurance, public insurance, or do you have some type of insurance?
Not from the state, no. If that's what you mean.
Not from the state.
Nope.
Who's paying for this all? I mean, is this your job? Is it your job, or maybe your employer? Are they? Do you have benefits from your former employers or your employer?
Nope.
No. Wow. Is Straightway funding it?
In a way, you could say Straightway. Yeah, definitely.
Wow. Amazing. Let's go to Deuteronomy 15, verse 7 to 11. Read.
If there be among you a poor man of one of thy brethren within any of thy gates in the land which the Most High thy Elohim giveth thee, thou shalt not harden thine heart, nor shut thine hand from thy poor brother, but thou shalt open thine hand wide unto him, and shall surely lend him sufficient for his need in that which he wanteth. You want to keep reading? No, there's more.
Okay, keep reading.
Beware that there be not a thought in thy wicked heart, saying, the 7th year, the year of release, is at hand, and thine eye be evil against thy poor brother, and thou givest him not, and he cry unto the Most High against thee, and it be sin unto thee. Thou shalt surely give him, and thine heart shall not be grieved when thou givest unto him, because that for this thing the Most High thy Elohim shall bless thee in all thy works, and in all that thou puttest thine hand unto. If there be among you, oh, I went back here 1 second. For the poor shall never cease out of the land. Therefore I command thee, saying, thou shalt open thy hand wide unto thy brother, to thy poor, and to thy needy in thy land.
Well, once again, we're commanded to love. We're not commanded if somebody needs health care, we take care of our own. There's no one that I know of that has inadequate health care. I just told you my woman, we brought 2 sisters, came up here and helped to make sure that we had a healthy delivery. No tear. Everything's taken care of. So I don't know where this is coming from.
Hey, you know how they say for state churches, right? They're government regulated.
Yeah.
Well, we're regulated by the laws of the Most High.
Exactly.
So we can't be we're not allowed, just like other churches are not allowed to do certain things because they're regulated by the government. Well, even the more so, even a higher law, which is the Most High's law.
So we can't do that. When I was in Christianity, I was told to put my father in assisted living, put him away, so that I can focus on the family, focus on AKA the wife, happy life. That's what I was told. Then when I came into the truth, our dearly beloved pastor, Pastor Dow, told me, you get your father out of assisted living and bring him home. We will send you a sister to take care of him. And Nosby knows Kyrie ended up being that sister eventually. And my father's getting good health care. Matter of fact, the doctor says because of the care he's getting, this is why he's able to live so long. He's 77 years old, being cared for both by Carisha and now even Bree and myself. We all have our hands on making sure that my dad's taken care of. And I'm talking about we take care of him. And then obviously we have some support like the Rogers and the Greg. We have a brother named Greg who makes it very convenient. He comes here and give my dad his massage. So he's getting good care. And the only reason why and they say you couldn't even find better. The care that my dad is getting here is the best. You couldn't get better than this. This is the best it was going to get. It's better than what they have out there. If my dad went to the system to get cared for, it would be poor care. He will get poor care. So you can make an argument that when you put your family in assisted living or some type of nursing home, he's going to get inadequate access to health care, but not here. Are you a witness, Deacon? I know you here. I can get other people here, but I mean, you're the only one that's on this stream here. And if anybody is in the community here, if you can speak up, you can say, no, I live on community here at Straightway Praise Land. This bullshit. We're not getting health care. Matter of fact, if anyone from Straightway Praise Land that's on these lands, because we got a lot of them here, hey, just come here and say, are you guys getting good health care? You know, put in 100 if it's good and 0 if it's bad. You're not getting adequate health care. Deacon, what would you say?
Is there such thing as too much healthcare? I think that's where we're on that side.
You're messing up the narrative of this man. You're really killing it.
Isn't that crazy? We actually have witnesses, and that whole video, it was just him talking.
Yeah,
quoting an article.
Yeah, I mean, Pastor Dow offered up 2 of his sisters from his community, Sister Carolina and Mama Vicky. They came up here, They drove up with us, took the grueling 12 hours drive to come and help me deliver my baby boy. Sorry, my baby son, my seed, my young seed. I got to stay away from that word boy. They did that. And I kindly put them on the plane and sent them back. They were willing to do that for me. I don't think I can get people in Christianity to come and do that for me. And they were willing to stay here for however long it was going to take for that baby to be born. Who does that? So thank you, Pastor, for allowing. Look, that's coming from Pastor Dow, the hub. That came from him. And I gave a little something, but they didn't expect nothing. They just came here because a sister, a brother was in need. Hallelujah. I mean, this is what we do. So when they say inadequate health care, I just don't know where this guy is getting his facts. Where are your facts? Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? So, guys, once again, false allegations, false witness. False witness. All right. Is there anything else? Is there another scripture here that we need to add to that? That's it.
No, it would be the next topic here.
Okay, let's go to the next topic. But once again,
hostility towards the queer community. And
wow. So now, is that the next one? Hostility towards the queer community. Where does this come from? Now let's go. First of all, before I say anything about the queer community, let's see what once again, we're commandment keepers. We're going to go back to the Bible. We're going to go back to the Torah. We're going to show you what it says in the Torah. We're going to show you what it says in the epistles, New Testament, Old Testament. We're going to show you. And then I'm going to comment. I'll give you my opinion on how we, or just at least tell you how we're going about this. Let's go to Leviticus. Leviticus 18:22.
Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination.
So if a man lies with a man as a womankind, it's an abomination according to the Torah. Okay, let's get more witnesses. Let's go to Leviticus 20, verse 13. Let's get more.
Here's a witness here from the.
Oh, look at this. This is another sister, Sister Amanda. Read what she said.
Because I get great health care and dental care often. Praise Yah. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful to my master, Brother TJ, and community lead, Elder Kabir. I wouldn't be able to do it all myself.
And this is a sister that she needs she depends. Now I say she depends on Yah because she's getting better, she's getting healed. But this is a sister when she came to our community, she had a lot of health issues.
Sister who had need,
yeah, she had a need, and guess what? Before she was at Straightway the Hub, and they were taking care of her for her medical needs. So I don't know where people are getting this from. I mean, this is a sister that literally had multiple car accidents. I'm just gonna put the least with that. Had multiple, and now that she's in community, she's being taken care of. I'm just showing you, right? I can't make this thing up. But this guy would tell you that the healthcare is inadequate. Another false accusation. But are those 50,000 people? We got 39 people in here. You think those 50,000 people or 60,000 views that saw that is going to hear the truth? They don't care about the truth. The truths don't sell. Lies sell. Drama sell. It's fake news. That's it. Fake news sell. But here's a real testimony, a real live person, both from the hub and from here Straightway Praise Man, and she says that she gets great health care.
Hallelujah.
She couldn't do it by herself. I bet you the Christian church wouldn't do what we do for her. I bet you they wouldn't do it for her. Anyway, let's keep going with the queer community. Thank you, Sister Amanda. See, I didn't even, I'm like, I was thinking about it, but yeah, we take care of people. What it says in Leviticus 20:13.
If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
You see that? This is what the book says. This is what it says in the Bible, Christians. This is in your Bible too, Christians, that you claim that you hold up. This right there, but the law is done away with. Okay, hey, that's what it says right there. Now you say, well, how come you guys not? Hey, we don't live in our land, but we do not practice homosexuality. We don't, because once again, we're commandment keepers, and I can assure you, we don't have issues with the queer communities because we just don't. This is not a problem that runs rampant at Straightway Truth Ministry or any. I mean, I would just say Straightway Truth Ministry. It may be in the Christian churches. That's something that they have to deal with. That's not something not even close that we have to deal with. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Go to Romans. Now, New Testament. Let's go to Romans. Okay, but that's Old Testament. Old Testament. Now let's see what the New Testament have to say. For this cause.
For this cause, Elohim gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burn in their lust one toward another. Men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat.
There you have it. Once again, it's showing you right here. This is unacceptable. This is a sin. Go to now. Here's the deal, guys, with us. And once again, if you guys get a chance, go into this chat room and look at the people who's talking about inadequate healthcare. Look what they have to say. The people who actually have boots on the ground, they can tell you their experience. Don't go off of some guy that's never stepped foot on this ground or at the hub. These are people. There's another brother who needed some health care and who took care of it. He will tell you we took care of it. He's getting better. He's probably getting better health care. Look what he says. I have actually been encouraged to get more health care than I do by leadership more than once.
I would say even recent events, his brother recently got hurt, right? I don't know how many times I told him, hey, go get checked out. He's like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, bro, go get checked out.
Inadequate.
Yeah.
It's not because of, no. Now, if they choose, that's on them.
Yeah.
That's on them.
You're gonna force him, by
force. But what am I supposed to do? Now you want me to force him to go get health care? No, we respect the man's will. But it's there. It's there for the taking.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, back to this queer thing. So here's the deal with the queer community. When they say we hostile towards the queer community, once again, this is a false accusation against us again. We don't have any dealings with the people in the world. If you want to be gay, then go be gay. If you want to practice that type of lifestyle, do it. You're not going to be allowed to do it here at Straightway Praiseland or Straightway Truth Ministry. It won't be allowed here. But what you do outside, that's between you and whatever. We don't have anything to do with people of that community. Our community do not interact like that. We don't have run-ins with the queer community. So I don't know how can we be hostile to a community that we have no interaction with. And once again, we're even commanded let's go to 1 Corinthians 5. I'm going to show you how we deal with the queer community. This is how we deal with the queer community. Read.
I wrote to you in my letter not to keep company with those who whore. And I certainly did not mean with those of this world who whore.
So look at. So he's right. So don't whore. We talk about just whoring, being a slut, just going around, sleeping around with everybody. Paul is writing, tells us not to keep companies with those who whore. And he's not talking about the people that's of this world who whores. We're not talking about the people of this world. So when we tell you not to be a man sleeping with another man, that's not for the world. If that's what the world wants to do, go, man, fill your cup, man. Have fun, man. Man, have multiple. You just blow your brains out with that. Have fun. But if you're going to be keeping the commandments of Yah, if you're going to call yourself a brother, that's different. If you're going to be a part of this community, we have rules. That's not allowed. But if you want to go and you want to be a part of the Skittle communities, go ahead and be a part of the Skittle communities. But that we don't play that at Straightway Truth Ministry. We just don't play that. And the beauty is we can do that because we are a private church. There's no government over Straightway Truth Ministry. We are not a 501c3. We're not under the 501c. We have not given up our God-given the right to worship how we want to worship. This is why, if people want to know, like, why won't you get a 501c and why don't you register with the state? Because if we register with the state, now we become a state-ran church, and now we got to allow things like this where we're now not able to keep the commandments of Yah, because now we have to submit ourselves to the governing authorities of this land, of this world. And in their world, they say you cannot discriminate against it. If anybody wants to be a part of your church, they can be a part of your church. And if you don't, we're going to take your 501c3 away from you. See, they can't take it away because we don't have it. And we don't have to have it to be recognized as a place of worship. This is why. If everybody want to know why don't you do it? Everybody else is doing it. They can do it because that's a state church. It's a state-ran church. They do what if they say you can't meet, you can't meet. See, we can meet because we're a private church. Private doesn't mean that no one knows. No, you see what we do on YouTube. You see what we do. Private just means no local, no state, no federal government involvement. So when we say private, unincorporated, it means there's no government over our church. The only government that's over our assembly is Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. We are directly following the book. You don't have to worry about coming to Straightway. If the government can say you can't talk about this, you can't talk about that. We don't have to worry about all these government entities and what they think. We can live this thing out, and you can live this out in this country. You can. They actually allow you to do that. They actually protect those rights. Believe it or not, the Constitution protects us to give us the right to worship and to practice our faith the way we see fit. And the way we see fit is according to the book, the Torah, the prophets, the Gospels, the epistles. So we can follow the book because we have not signed up. We have not made confederates with the state, with other nations. So we don't have issues with the queer communities. We don't. And we don't have to allow homosexuality in our assembly. We don't have to allow that type of practice. Now, if somebody came from that background and struggle and then they repent and they truly are converted, man, come on in. Welcome to the family. We will be more than happy to baptize you in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Die with the old, come up with the new. So we don't say, oh, because you practice that, man. Shoot. Love covers a multitude of sins. Multitude of sins. So we don't have any issue with the queer community. We just don't practice that. That is an abomination for us. Just like, guess what? You can eat pork. You can eat pork. You can eat shrimp. You can eat lobster. You can do all that, but you're not going to eat that here at Straightway Truth Ministry. That's not allowed. That is an abomination. To eat pig feet, chitlins. We don't do that. Catfish. These are all sins. See, we can do that here. See, no state can make us force. No, you gotta let the pig eating people in your congregation. No, they're not allowed. Now, if you was a pig eating person and now you want to come here and be a part of this ministry and you want to eat clean and keep the commandments of Yah, man, come on in. We're gonna baptize you in the name of Yeshua. Boom, welcome to the family. So we don't just go around just indiscriminately just be messing with people. We don't do that. What does Amanda say? All pastor, elder, and sister helps and everything Straightway does. I've received bountifully help from many, deliverance, physically, spiritually, emotionally, still getting help. Hallelujah. You see this? See, they're not going to report on this. We only got 39 people in there. You see this? See, when truth comes out, you get very few people. I hope you guys share this video. I hope they see this. I hope, Deacon, you break it up and you send this right back out.
Yes, Elder. You
see this?
Yep.
These are real testimony of the love that these people are receiving.
Eyewitnesses.
Eyewitnesses account. This is personal accounts right here. But then you're going to go off of this guy that's never stepped foot here and say inadequate access care. They're going to say we hostile towards queer community. Show me where we being hostile to the queer community. They can do whatever they want. I'm going to show you. Now, some of the Israelites may say, what? Are you for home? Hell no, I'm not for that shit. But I'm going to show you why I don't bother myself with the things of the world. Let's go back to what Paul was saying. Read.
Get back here.
I wrote to you in my letters not to keep company with those who whore. Don't keep company with those who whore. See, that's why we don't have an issue, because we don't keep company with people who are breaking the commandments of the Most High Yah. And certainly did I not mean with those of the world who whore, or with the greedy of gain, or the swindlers, or the idolaters, the idolaters.
Idolaters.
Since then, you would need to go out of the world. For us to even deal with the queer community, that means we have to be out there in the clubs, in their churches, we're not out there like that. We go in there, do what we got to do, and we get out. Right now, this prep day, we do what we need to do. We got to go in. We're in the world, but we're not of the world. You see, we're in it, but not of it. So we go in there, we work, we got to do what we got to do. Boom, we come back. Boom, we back in Shabbat, home base. We don't mess with anybody. Now, if you come and mess with us, you're going to have some problems on your hands because we shoot back. We fire back. There's no problem. If you don't mess with us, there's no problem. You don't have to worry about that. So this thing about hostile towards no, we're not hostile. Christians are hostile maybe to them because they have to deal with it because they have to open up the door to the queer community. They have to open up the door. We don't have these issues and we never will have these issues with the queer community because they ain't coming here. You cannot practice homosexuality and feel comfortable at Straightway Truth Ministry. You will not feel comfortable and you will never feel comfortable. You are not welcome to come to our private assembly, unincorporated. Period. That's it. Period. So let's get that straight. But there's no hostility. There's no hostility like that. But when it comes to sin, you better believe it. We are anti that type of behavior. Whoring, greedy gain. Why don't you put that in there? Swindler, idolaters, right? Since you would need to go out in the world. But now I have written to you not to keep company with anyone called a brother. You see, I don't worry about the people out there. I'm concerned about the people in the community, in the ministry, in Israel, true Israel. If is one who whores or greedy of gain or idolaters or revilers or drunkards or swindlers, not even to eat with such one. For what have I to do with judging outsiders? See, the queer communities are outsiders to me. I don't deal with the outsiders. I deal with those who are inside. Do you not judge those who are inside? But Elohim judges those who are outside and put away the wicked one from among you. See, I don't have to deal with that. See, Yah will deal with the queer community. That's not me. Now, I'm not there to judge him. I judge those. I'm an elder in Israel. I'm an elder at Straightway Truth Ministry. I judge those who are in Israel at Straightway Truth Ministry. So once again, fact check, false. We don't have any hostility with the queer community. It's bullshit. False. Fake news. There you have it. Again. Show me some queer who felt like we shoot hostility, who's a Straightway. That's how much freedom we believe. We believe if you want to practice that stuff, hey, you are more than welcome to practice that stuff, but you're going to have to do that outside the ministry. You cannot be in this ministry and be a part of this ministry and do that. There's a bunch of Christian churches out there. There's a bunch of homosexual pastors out there, female and male, whatever they are, transformers, whatever they are, that will be more than happy to have you out there. Go to them. But that behavior is not welcome in this ministry. It's an abomination. You're trying to bring a curse upon us. Go out there. I think I hit that. What do you think?
Yes.
We got another person, Ryan D. Smith. I am part of Straightway Praise Land, and I went to the dentist last month. Trust me, the people at Straightway receive more than adequate health care. He's laughing his ass off right now. Where are they getting these lies? Here's another one, Xavier. I'm a little late to the party, but I definitely get good health care here at Praise Land. It's definitely highly encouraged. Highly encouraged. Guys, I'm not making this up. I'm not telling them to put these. I just told them, just tell them what your experience is. Maybe they'll come out. Maybe this is an opportunity. Hey, maybe the people are Straightway. This is an opportunity to get a word to the people out there. Help! We need help. We're not getting adequate health care. The women and children are being abused. Help! This is the opportunity. Look at it. They're free. They're free. There's nobody being held against their will. There's no one. And look at this. This ain't encouraged. I don't know why. Because I don't know. Maybe they don't like going to the doctor. But I make that. Yeah, you better go get your teeth, because if your teeth mess up, guess what? We're gonna have to pay for it. So let's maintain. Let's maintain what you got here. Let's make sure that you don't have big problems. Guess who's gonna end up paying for us? Us. Inadequate health care. I take offense to that. See, once again, I know me. And you had another sister, Amanda, who was in Straightway the Hub. She was there and they were taking care of her there too. And if I'm not making Sister Amanda, if you're hearing this, tell me if that's true or not. Were they not helping you two up there? All right, let's go to the next one. This guy, man, this guy, man, what do you think?
At least 2 incidents of aggressive recruitment of teenagers against their families' wishes.
So once again, they're accusing of us aggressive recruitment. How are we aggressively recruiting people? No one's being aggressively recruited to be at Straightway Truth Ministry. Was I aggressively recruited to be here? No, I'm the one that called the ministry. And I'm going to be honest. I didn't appreciate them not taking my call. I kept calling, and I have a sister on there, and they kept saying, oh, the Elder Becker is busy, and somebody will get back to you. And I call back the next day. I was pestering them. I kept calling them, and then I had to talk to a sister, not a brother, a sister. And I'm here trying to get information on the ministry, trying to get a hold of somebody, and then eventually said, just call Blog Talk. I was the one that was pestering. No one was aggressively recruiting me. I don't remember somebody sending me a pamphlet or knocking on my door like a Jehovah's Witness. So once again, it's a lie. But they don't tell you how I lost my family. Do you know? Do you talk about against a family wishes? How about against a husband's wishes? You have a pastor here in Stevens Point, a Christian pastor in Stevens Point, hiding my family. Knew I was looking for my family. Hid my wife and my children. Hid them. Explain that to me. Is that not aggressive recruitment? You going against the father, and you're going to take my sons and daughter and you hide them in your basement? Is that not aggressive recruitment? What kind of recruitment is that? You take them away from their father? Away from against the father's wishes? What about that? Let's see what the book has to say. Go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 34-36. Read.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I had come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
This is coming from Jesus, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus. The Christians call him Jesus. That's what he said.
They would have blamed him for aggressively recruiting teenagers too, I guess.
Yeah.
Right?
And guess what? You know how Jesus did? You know how he brought the sword against my family? Sabbath. He gave me a dream, and then he gave me a Jeremiah 3:15 pastor talking about the Sabbath, and that was it. It just took the Sabbath. The Sabbath is the sword, the word of Yah that brought a division. I had a choice. Either I keep the Sabbath or I keep my wife happy. And I decided to keep the Sabbath happy. And I expected my wife to follow me as I follow Messiah. She chose to be a Christian. A Christian. She chose to follow Christianity. I chose to follow the one true Yah. I can't make this thing up. Go to Deuteronomy 22. I'm going to show you. See, once again, I told you we're commandment keepers. We don't do what Christians do. This is what Christians can do. We can't do this. If somebody wants their family, here's your family. We're not going to hold you against your family. This is your family. Let's go to Deuteronomy 22. What does it say?
It says,
when you see
your brother's ox or his sheep straying away, you shall not hide yourself from them. Return them to your brother without fail. And if your brother is not near you, or if you do not know him, then you shall bring it to your own house, and it shall be with you until your brother seeks it. Then you shall return it to him. And so you do with his donkey, And so you do with his garment. And so you do with his whatever your brother loses, which he has lost and you have found. You are not allowed to hide yourself.
Not allowed to hide yourself. Read.
When you see your brother's donkey or his ox fall down on the way, you shall not hide yourself from them. Help him raise them without fail.
When I lost my family on July 19th, the very next day, I drove all the way to Washington Island. I drove to the Milwaukee area, Pewaukee. I was literally looking for my family like a person looking for a needle in a haystack. I'm trying to go. I'm making phone calls. I'm calling people. I'm calling Christians. Sorry, let me calm down. I'm calling Christians. Those nice, friendly Christians that pray for you at church, pray for you when you come out the grocery store. I called Christians. Have you seen my family? I'm looking for my family. I called pastors, Christian pastors. I talked to one Christian pastor, didn't find out until months later. I'm in court, found out that my family was staying in his basement the whole time. And the whole time I was talking to the guy that knew where my family was the whole time. Pastor Matt Malik. The name of his church is called Refuge. I think it's called The Refuge in Stevens Point. Had my family. Not one time he told me, I have your family, they're safe. And he knew that I was looking for my family. I lost my family, but because of his Christian doctrine, he did not feel obligated to reveal to me where my wife and my children were staying.
Because the law's done away with.
Because the law, Jesus died so you can steal people's family. Does the book not say thou shalt not covet your neighbor's house?
Mm-hmm.
His wife, his male servants, his female servants, his donkeys, whatever belongs to your neighbor. But the law's done away with. See, that's why they can do that. They don't keep the Sabbath. They don't have to. They can covet a man's whatever belongs to a man. So and this is a Christian pastor. Look him up. Matthew Malik, Refuge, Stephen Point. I think you will find something. That's the pastor. And they hid themselves. And I was looking, and the book even says, even if you didn't even know this person, you cannot hide yourself. You hold it until the person comes looking for it. Was I not looking? I told you I was driving all over Wisconsin looking for my family. Looking for my family, fighting for my family, looking for them, calling people. I called 911. Guess what they told me? Well, until there's a 24-hour or something, boom, boom, boom. You know, no one was there to help me. Not from the Christian community. So once again, you talk about aggressive recruitment. I think that's a little bit aggressive to hide a man's wife and children from. I think that's a little bit aggressive. I've never heard of this before. I even asked this pastor. I said, all the years you pastored, have you ever done this before? He says, no. So I'm the first. And all those walls, Satan was just building up walls with my family. And the whole time he knew where my family was. And the reason why I didn't go to Stevens Point, because I was talking to the guy and I didn't think there was any reason to go out there, because I would think I was using common sense. So this is where I messed up. I shouldn't have used common sense, but I was using common sense. I'm thinking like, well, I've been talking to him for days and we've been talking, chit chat and stuff. But I'm thinking if he knew where my family was, he would have told me. That's what I was thinking. Because he stayed at my house, I stayed at his house, we fellowship, I donate to his thing, he comes to support my cause. So I just assumed. I made an error to assume that he would have told me because he knew I was looking for them. I assumed wrong because I didn't realize I was dealing with a Christian. And I didn't know what the Christian doctrine was really all about. And so when you deal with Christians, you got to understand Christians are hateful people. They're cold-hearted vipers, brood of vipers. That's what a Christian is. Christianity. I'll stick to Christianity. Once again, our dear sister. What did she say here? Can you put up what she said? So I just wanted to make sure because I don't want to put words in her mouth. I asked her, did you get help from the hub? Because before she was with us, she was at the hub. And like I said, she's been in accidents. And what she said, yes, they were paying for chiropractor care, gas first, along with prayers and laying of hands and for more healings. That's from the hub. That's from the hub. So once again, I don't know where this guy get inadequate health care, but I want to put that to rest. But these are people that have come out. Now talk to these people. If they say they're not getting health care, then maybe we got to consider. But this guy I don't even know this man that did this nice little documentary / I don't even know what you call it. I just like the creative part. I don't like the lies.
Right.
All right. Let's go to I think we're going to cut this and do a part 2 because this is going to be long. But let's go to heavy finance. Go ahead.
Back it up a little.
Queer community, and at least 2 incidents of aggressive recruitment of teenagers against their families' wishes. Additionally, heavy financial demands make it challenging for individuals to depart from them.
So once again, heavy demands make it hard for individuals to depart. Let's go to 1 Corinthians 7:15, see what it says.
But if the unbelieving depart, let him depart. A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases, but Yah hath called us to peace.
See, once again, people can leave. And I'm going to tell you, everyone that's ever left Straightway Praise Land, like that was on community, we either paid for them to go back home, plane, or somehow assisted. But we have never just threw people out in the street. We have always made sure they had some money in their pocket or something like that. So once again, or giving them a car or something. I mean, you hear different stories. Every situation is different, but no one is kept against their will. If that was the case, then we will have a 0 rate of people leaving. There's people who come and go in this ministry. And then you got your faithful few who's here year in. We have had people who's been in ministry for 20 years, been on communion for over 20 years, and they left. They were free to go, and they left. So you got people who's been for less time, and they left. So once again, false accusation, fake news, lies. But over 60,000 people are going to listen to this man, and they're going to believe this lie. I wonder what this what do you call? What's that guy's name? Show dog or show 'em up dog or
Stick 'em dog.
Stick 'em dog. I mean, what is a cult? Like, are you telling me that a cult is people who love God and love the Most High Yah and love their brothers and sisters, where you can see all these testimonies? Is that what a cult is? If that is a cult, I am proud to be a cult leader. I went from being a sack leader who was cold-hearted, going after those quarterbacks, to now being a cult leader who's now learning what it really means to love. That's what that means, to love. What do you think? Do you think we should save the rest, go through it? What do you think, Deacons? You know,
well, this part, the part that we just finished is
the main part,
the more dense part. So the rest should go by fast if we play it.
Okay, let's go.
I think we should solid. I mean, you don't mind going a little longer? I don't think anybody minds.
Okay, if no one minds, hey, if you guys that are listening, we got 36. I'm gonna respond. These 36 people are faithful. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
Let's go. And then you can always cut it up too. So that's
exactly.
Group. In their deep dive 2020 story about KGB, Sports Illustrated revealed accounts of poor education, a lack of access to healthcare, and sexual and physical.
So, bro. Okay, Deacon, I gotta ask you. Do the seats here? We got over 10 students here. Do the seats here get poor education?
They definitely do not. No.
Now, hold up. I forgot who I'm talking to. I think you're a little biased. Can you please share your bias with the community here, please? Please share your bias, please.
My woman is one of the homeschool teachers. She's the one leading the homeschool here at Praiseland, and she has a major in education.
Oh, so it's not somebody we just got off the street and just
no. She went to school to be a teacher. So
wow. And why did she go to school to be a teacher? Who encouraged her to be a teacher?
I did, because I wanted to homeschool my children. So that gift made room for her, and now everybody's benefit from it, and it's good. I mean, yeah, I'm a little biased, but all our children are advanced.
Let me ask you this: your daughter, how old did she was able to pick up a book and read?
She was able to read. Right, she was able to read sight words by 3 years old.
By 3 years old, maybe this guy's saying inadequate education. Maybe, I guess, maybe they should be knowing how to read by 1, and maybe we missed the mark. Maybe that's what's going on. And I know they don't start school until 5 in the public schools, but maybe we missing the mark. Maybe his definition of inadequate education is that children should be learning how to read sight words by 1 or 2. And maybe your daughter missed it by a year. That's why it's inadequate.
No, I mean, I think
I don't know. I'm just trying
at the average, all of our students, if you want to call them, maybe that's a legal word, but all of our seeds who are in the homeschool program here at Straightway Praiseland Academy, an average, everybody's at least 1 or 2 years advanced from what they're supposed to be.
Wow, advanced. So yep. Where are we getting this inadequate education or lack of education? Where is this man getting this? How is he reporting the news like this? Where is this coming from?
False witness speaking lies.
But guys, but 60,000 people are going to hear the fake news about the education here at Straightway Truth Ministry.
Yeah, like Brother Shannon said, let us peer into his life and then compare notes.
Exactly. I would love to see when his children. It looks like he's a divorcee too. I would like to see when his children started reading or whatever. But I hope he sees this and he recants and says, guys, after further review, I was foolish. I misspoke. I should have talked to Kabir. And I got to take back.
I wouldn't hold my breath.
He's not going to do that because that's not going to make news. His channel is based off of lies. His channel is built on disparaging other people. So now when I look at his channel, I have a hard time believing that he's speaking truth about these people because I know what he did about me. I know me. I know my experience. I know what I care about. I know that I try to make sure everybody has good health care here. We have do I invest? Do we make sure we put money in the education, or do I cheapen, I'm tight with money. Do I
no, you don't spare expenses when
it comes to the education?
Not at all.
We got a nice printer, I brag about the printer that we got.
That's not a little one. That's a big printer.
That's a big printer.
Yeah.
Pre-staples. Yeah. I mean, this is the type of stuff you see in public schools. I don't even think private schools have that kind of printer that we got. Sure, it's the kind that don't even stand on the table. It has like 4 or 5 trays. But hey, I guess if he says it must be true, right? Who am I? Anyway, I just wanted to just hit that. Sorry, guys. That's why I think it's entertaining. But it's to be expected. Like Mother Carol said, it's to be expected.
Right.
Keep going.
On the compound that led to young girls on the brink of taking their own lives. The overwhelming misogyny at Straightway traces back to leader Charles Dowell and his mentor, evangelist Ralph Stair, known as Brother Stair. Stair built a following by broadcasting his sermons via shortwave radio from South Carolina, where he founded the Overcomer Ministry, a Pentecostal Christian group in Walterboro. The Overcomer Ministry promoted an idealistic, self-sustaining Christian community based on the early church, described in the book of Acts, where early Christians shared everything they had and sold their property and possessions and shared the money with those in need. Stair attracted new followers with this prophecy that the year 2000 would mark Jesus' return. Pastor Charles Dowell, initially preaching from his father's living room, connected with Stair through his radio broadcast and became a pastor within the Overcomer Ministry. Stair appointed Dowell to lead a new community in Tennessee. KGB, who joined the ministry after the allegations of abuse.
So I don't know all of the details. I question it, but I know this much, and I heard this from Pastor himself. But when the allegation came from Stair and all the stuff that he was doing, Pastor was the only one who spoke up and disassociated himself after that. He called it out, disassociated himself, but you don't hear about that. And the only person you hear that's connected still is Pastor Dow, but you don't hear about all the other pastors who were also connected to that ministry. And they supported that behavior. Pastor Dow, doing the right thing, called him out and said, this is not acceptable. We can't be a part of this stuff, and disassociate. And he's the only one that you hear associated with this situation. Utterly amazing. But now I'm supposed to believe what he's saying about my shepherd, but then I see how he's disparaging my name and making stuff up. So I'm now supposed to believe this. That's a perfect example. But I'm not going to speak too much on it. But I can tell you right now, whatever he's trying to, all the allegation stuff, I don't know. He's just saying whatever he found out there. But once again, this is why I'm glad he did this with me, because now I know how to. Because the book says you will know them by their fruits. A good tree produces good fruit. A bad tree produces bad fruit. And since this is bad news, fake news, that means the tree is fake. The tree is bad. Period. This is the fruit. I'm able to examine this even more so because you're talking about me. You're talking about me. You're talking about me. You got people who deal with me for the last, how long have you and I been working together, Deacon? Almost 7 years, 6 years?
Yeah, since 2017.
2017. And the stuff he's saying about me that's not true, have you found that to be true?
Not at all.
Not at all. So somebody's lying. It's not me. I got witnesses. Where's his witness?
Right.
And even what he's reporting on is on also false accusation on top of false accusation on top of false accusation. You're just going to get what? False accusation, fake news.
Right.
All right, keep playing.
Has claimed that Straightway has a strict policy against violence towards women and effective measures to ensure an abuser never repeats their actions. But according to reports, KGB has leveraged his standing within Straightway to inflict terror upon his community. In late December 2019, KGB and two associates, Jordan Salmi and Ryan DeSmith, instigated a tense situation at a school Christmas pageant held at the Assembly of God Church in Green Bay. The incident stemmed from KGB's instructions to Salmi and DeSmith to record the pageant, as revealed in a YouTube video addressed to members of Straightway Truth Ministry. Police had been alerted to monitor the church due to KGB's threatening videos towards Providence Academy and its headmaster, Ron Young. Two of KGB's children, whom he had half custody of but reportedly hadn't seen in 2 years, attended the academy. When Salmi and DeSmith, who have no children at the church or the academy, were asked to leave by Young, they refused. Young informed police that Gbaja-Biamila and his followers often carried concealed weapons. Upon arrival, officers identified the men in the audience and had to forcibly remove and handcuff them as they resisted leaving. Both were carrying loaded Taurus Millennium G2 semi-automatic pistols, with DeSmith also possessing an additional loaded magazine and a knife. Police later encountered KGB outside the church, accompanied by a woman recording the interaction. KGB, described as the leader of the cult, engaged in a heated exchange with officers, insisting on retrieving his property. He was referring to his children. After some negotiation, KGB agreed to leave, but only if Salmi and DeSmith accompanied him. Eventually, DeSmith identified himself, but KGB resisted providing birth dates, citing religious beliefs. He made several strong target glances at an officer's firearm, raising concerns among the police. Although they
This is utterly amazing. Utterly amazing.
You said it said that you made several strong target glances at an officer's firearm. Let me just ask you this, Elder. Did you look like this?
My eyes wasn't popping up.
Is that what they mean by it?
But I don't know. Like, is that what a hard? Is that what
that looks pretty hard in that picture?
Like that's hard, strong target glance. Is that what it looks like?
That looks pretty hard right there.
I mean, I'm just making sure I don't get shot at. I mean, I can tell you that much, but I guess I guess that is illegal to make a strong target glance at an officer firearm. You can't take a strong, like you can take a glance, but I took a strong target glance at the officer arm. What does that look like? Did I do like this, like Hulk Hogan? So that's where the strong comes in. And then did I do a target? Like I don't like what makes it a target? You know, like I know what a glance is, but I don't know what a strong target glance. Like, does anybody out there know what a strong target glance look like? I don't know. Somebody help me so that I don't make the mistake again, because I mean, I don't got big wide eyes. Like I know Pastor, his eyes are really wide. So maybe you can make it a case that Pastor make a strong targeted glance, you know, but I'm not making fun of Pastor. I'm just saying Pastor will say that too. He got big eyes. But I just want to know, like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Strong. Anybody knows? Does anybody specialize in the look of an eye? I mean, is Deacon? Maybe we could put a survey. I mean, let's see, like, is what Deacon drew up? Is that what a strong glance? Strong targeted glance. That's a lot of adjectives to describe a stare. Wow, that's like double. I'm not an English major, but dang, that's a lot. But guess what? I didn't get arrested. I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
And then two, see, here's another thing they don't tell you, and you guys know the story if you've been following my channel. What they don't tell you is that, yeah, our guys is carrying, but guess what? The school welcomes you to carry. I was on the board of Providence Academy. We wanted people to feel safe, and so we decided to say that people should carry, so that if we do have somebody who's crazy enough to want to shoot, that we have people who also carry. So we wanted to create a safe environment by encouraging the Second Amendment. That's all. I don't know why they won't put that, but maybe Second Amendment. Is it the Second Amendment? It's got to be the Second Amendment. The Second Amendment. We believe in our Second Amendment rights. We believe that that's a protected right. But I guess if you're part of Straightway Truth Ministry, they believe that you don't have a. See, Christians don't believe that people who follow Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, have a right to carry. They don't have a right. Right. Their right, their Second Amendment right is not protected for a follower of Jesus Christ. That's what I'm thinking. Once again, this is a Christian nation, right? Are we not in a Christian nation?
Yep.
That's what they say, right? This is a Christian nation, and Christianity don't believe that people who follow the true Messiah should have a right to carry or bear arms. Well, guess what? You can go shove that up somewhere. We're going to carry. We don't care. But one thing we won't do again is we won't commingle and go to those Christian communities. We see, just like we don't commingle with the queer community, we try to stay out of the Christian community too. I just wish the Christians would stop using our book. Use another book. Why would they come up with their own book, Deacon? Why would they come up with the Christian book? Books of, Vocab Malone or Vodi Bakum or Dr. Dobson or some book of their people, their church fathers.
Yeah,
why use our book?
They use our book, but they don't read it, and they just have it as a souvenir.
It just brings confusion, But anyway, so that's what happened, guys. I made let me say it again. I got to read this one because it's so hard to remember. But I made several strong target glance at an officer gun. So when you're out there and you see an officer, do not, I repeat, be careful not to make several strong target glance at an officer firearm, or you may. Now, I didn't get arrested, but you may be subject to arrest. So you have been warned here on KGB TV, 94 TV. So I love you enough to tell you, so when you see an officer, look away. Don't look at his gun. Now you can look at his eyes, you can look at his badge, but okay, you can glance. Okay, let me take it back. You can glance at the gun, but don't look too long. And don't make it strong, make it weak. And make sure it's not a target. I don't even know what the hell that is. You're using a target. Don't look past it, look under it. Don't actually look at the gun. It should be like in your peripheral. Maybe that's what he means, right? It wasn't like I was looking at it instead of kind of looking at it. You know what I'm saying? So kind of looking at it.
Didn't they teach you in the NFL to look at the man's waist and not his feet?
Yeah. So,
that tells you where he's going. So maybe that's what maybe his muscle memory was just
at his waist.
Your training was coming into play. It's like if I got to run, if I got to tackle one of these.
I'm like man, I got to, you know. So anyway, guys, hey, be safe out there. You can see these Christians are. I mean, I'm telling you, man, they got some type of mental thing going on. I mean, now you've been looking at the gun that's subject for arrest. I mean, I'm glad that it only brought up handcuffs, or they attempted to bring handcuffs up, but they didn't choose to shoot me because I made a strong target glance at the officer's gun. So, man, it's utterly amazing. But yeah, I can't make this thing up. And now that's what he's reporting was in the police report. That was in the police report. That the officer said that I was making a strong target glance at his gun. So I guess these police officers have something in their thing that if anybody makes a strong target glance at your gun, that's subject for you to arrest them. So just, wow. Woo-wee! May y'all have mercy on us, man. All right. Well, let's rewind. I want to hear it again, but keep
to handcuff him. He ultimately believed. In negotiation, KGB agreed to leave, but only if Salmi and DeSmith accompanied him. Eventually, DeSmith identified himself, but KGB resisted providing birth dates, citing religious beliefs. He made several strong target glances at an officer's firearm, raising concerns among the police. Although they prepared to handcuff him, he ultimately left peacefully. Police escorted KGB's ex-wife and the children safely from the church. Jung decided to start the school's Christmas break early, canceling classes for 2 days due to fears of potential retaliation from KGB and the others. Later that same evening, KGB, along with the released Salmi and DeSmith, demanded the return of their firearms from the Green Bay Police Department, which was denied as the weapons were held as evidence. They left it.
Stop. See, this is how you know Christians. I mean, look what he says Ron Young did. It was Ron Young. He canceled school. I don't know if they finished the play or whatever, but they canceled school because of fear of what I could do. And it just makes me realize, like, it shows you that Christians are not the people of the book. See, does Yah give us a spirit of fear? I mean, they're fearing their shadow. Nothing happened to Providence Academy. Nothing happened. They put a 4-year restraining order. Nothing has happened in the 4 years. Nothing. Everything that was bad happened. It happened to us. They took away our guns. They locked up my boys for a little bit. They put us through all of this stuff for no reason. There was no crime. I'm talking about zero crime came from our direction. Zero crime. But they were allowed to do us harm for no reason, without a cause. This is what I'm talking about, hate. And this is from a Christian community, a Catholic community. And this is how Christianity treats people who are commandment keepers, Israelites. They've been doing this from their exception. Go look at the Spanish Inquisition. That's just one example, because I know you can Google up and you will find that they were burning Israelites in the name of Jesus at the stake. And you know why they were getting burnt up? Because they kept the Sabbath day holy. This is why they were getting burnt up. If you were found keeping the Sabbath day holy and not working on that day, they called you a Judaizer. And they kicked you out of that country, confiscated your property for keeping the commandments of the Most High Yah. And if you stay there, they burned you at the stake. And to be honest with you, they still want to do that today, but they can't do that because it's not politically correct anymore to do that. So now they have to make up some bullshit that the guy was looking at my gun with several strong targeted look at the gun in hopes that maybe I would do something so they can say, oh, there, that's it. That's why I shot him. So they got to deal with this wisely now. They can't be overt. Like back then, they can overtly just burn you up for keeping the Shabbat. But now they can't say that. The tax assessor can't say we want to deny you because you're not Catholic. You're a you're a Judaizer. So he has to find grounds to be able to discriminate and be able to have plausible deniability. Now we get to the end of the line at Straightway Praiseland about, because churches' property are tax exempt. They don't pay taxes. You can go look it up. I looked up all the churches, no tax, no tax, no tax. When it comes to Straightway Praiseland, all of a sudden we get taxed. We put in all the paperwork, we put everything in, and now it comes down who's the beneficial owner. Who's the beneficial owner? I said, okay, let me ask this. I'm gonna ask you a question, and then whatever your answer is, I'm gonna use that for my answer. Who's the beneficial owner of the Catholic Church? I'm stumped. No one has ever asked me that question. Yeah, no one's ever asked me that question too. So you asking me a question, and then I asked you who's the beneficial owner of the Catholic Church, and he's the Pope. The Pope is the beneficial owner. Which Pope? Who's the beneficial owner? Jesus, Yeshua. How about that? Does that count? No, don't give us no biblical answer. We want real answer. Who's the beneficial owner? I'm just a servant and he's my master. So wouldn't he be the beneficial owner and I'm just a servant? I tell you guys, I can't make this up. I'm literally being persecuted and discriminated against because of my stance on keeping the commandments of the Most High Yah. We're the only religious organization in Hobart that have to pay property tax because we're commandment keepers and we are in a predominantly Catholic community. None of the Catholic churches have to pay property tax. You have the St. Abbey, where Catholic priests live on the land. They got big land, and they live there. They do church there. They do everything there. They do commune. They have a commune. They live on the land. They praise, worship, all that stuff, just like what we do. But they don't pay tax, but we pay tax. Am I making this thing up? I can show, if I can show you St. Abbey, where Father Jim, yeah. You guys saw Father Jim? He doesn't have to pay property tax. Did they go ask him, are you the beneficial owner? What the hell? What's a I'm trying to look at it. Then I find out beneficial owner has to do with a business. I'm like, oh, why do you think we're a business? We're a house of worship, a house of prayer. And he even said that. He says, it is clear that your house is a house of worship. That's what he said. It's clear it's being used for a house of worship, not a commercial building, a house. It's a literal house.
Literally.
Literal. Well, how come you don't do what the other Christian churches do? Because we're not Christians. And the book says they went from house to house, not from commercial buildings to commercial buildings. So they're saying that because we're not in a commercial building and we're using a house, what the book says, once again, we're wrong. But that's all I can tell you. These are the stuff that we battle. Instead of us focusing on the saints, being about the Father's business, I'm here dealing with the government, with the village of Hobart, trying to figure out they're taxing us. They're putting undue stress on our ministry. We got to give them thousands of dollars, which we have to go and raise that money so that we can pay property tax so we have a place to worship. But the Catholic Church, they favor the Catholic Church here. They favor the Christian churches here. But when it comes to the Hebrew church, or I won't even use the word church, but our house of worship, they put undue stress on here to make sure that we don't have the ability to have a place of worship. They pick on us because they can, but they take care of their Christian brethren, the Catholics, the Lutherans, the Protestants. But when it comes to a Hebrew assembly, they want to heavily tax us. We got to pay 40 grand. We got to donate 40 grand to the village of Hobart, even though we don't use any of their service. And everything that we do use, we pay for. We pay for our water bill. We pay for our trash. They don't do anything for us. We take care of ourselves. We don't use their school system. We don't use their libraries. We are self-supported ministry, and we have to pay $40,000+ to the village of Hobart and put that in their community chest. And that money will not ever go back into our community. It goes into their community, and nothing comes back to our community. And everything that we do tap into, the water source, we pay for it. Every 3 quarters, every quarter, we have to pay our water bill. Yep. Our assembly have to pay for that. And anything else we use, we pay for it. And they take 40 grand and we get no benefit, none, zero benefits from them. Zero. And now they're, and we've done all of the stuff with it. And now we're down to, okay, everything is check. Who's the beneficial owner? I say, okay, who's the beneficial owner of the Catholic Church? If you can tell me who the beneficial of the Catholic Church is, I'll tell you who the beneficial of the Straightway Praise Land. And he says, no one has ever asked him that question. Then why are you asking me that question if no one ever asked you that question? And you've been a tax assessor for 20 years? 20+ years?
Utterly amazing.
Man, but I'm crazy. I'm a crackpot, got hit CTE, all the guys. I'm telling you, it's crazy. So let me put this as a survey. Is it fair for the Catholic Church and the Christian Church to not pay tax, but then our assembly, which is a house of worship according to the tax assessor?
Oh, it's kind of long.
Okay. Should Straightway Praise Land have to pay tax, property tax? Should they have to pay property? Yes or no? No. Let me tell you this way. Should Straightway Praise Land be tax exempt, just like the Christian churches, starting with the Catholic Church, but like the Christian churches? Should they be tax exempt? Should they be exempt from property tax, just like the Christian church?
Okay, I have to end this poll to do another one. So do you want to look at this poll first?
Let me see this poll. What is this poll? Should Elder Kabir keep going or stopping on part and do part 2? Keep going. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Hallelujah. I'm gonna keep going. I'm getting fired up now. But anyway, but you guys see what I'm saying? This is coming out because this is what I've been. This is why it's kind of hard to. I want to do this thing weekly, but man, the battles that we're going through, the spiritual warfare, the legal battles. I mean, they just want to. They want us to get lawyers, and because we're trying to save money, we're already paying $40,000 in property tax. So now they want us to go hire an attorney to represent us, which will be giving them jurisdiction, and then we're wasting more money. So we're taking money that should be used for religious purposes to now deal with the government. And what happened to separation of church and state? Church and state. Where's the separation? Why is the church being used? Why is our assembly being used to fund the public church? I mean, the public church, the government. And why are you discriminating against us? Now, they're not going to say that. They're going to say, well, we don't know who the beneficial owner. Do you ask all the other Christian churches? I ask them, I say, you go to a Catholic, who's the beneficial of your Catholic precinct? What if they go out of business, if that's what you call it? What if they go out of business? Who does the money go to? I mean, so guys, this is what I deal with. And they make it very hard. The burden of proof, say it, burden of proof is on us. So they are burdening our assembly. They are putting an undue burden on our assembly to be able to get the same rights that the Catholic Church, the Protestants, the Lutherans are getting. And it's in their statutes. And they're making it very difficult for our assembly. And they're picking our assembly because our assembly is small. And because we're not Catholics or Protestants or Christians, and they can't, and one, to be honest with you, I really believe is because we're keeping the Sabbath. And the Catholic Church has always had issues with Sabbath keeping assemblies. They've always had an issue, and they used to burn us at the stake. So I'm very thankful that the tax assessor is not burning me literally at the stakes. He may be, huh?
So do you see the post?
Wow. Should Straightway Praise Land be tax exempt like other religious groups, like Catholics and Christians. Yep. See, look, everybody say yes. See, that's all I'm saying. I'm not asking for more. I'm saying you're doing it for these religious institutions. I think the Muslims, they have one Muslims here. They're giving them their property taxes exempt. Why are we being discriminated against? Why do we have to pay $40,000? And the house is literally being used. We have pools for baptism. You have a gym. We using all of this whole property. We use it for a school. They question the school. They say, well, we don't know if it's a real school, even though we have a what do you call it? A certified, what type of teacher she is? She's not some off the street. What would you call her?
No, she has her degree in education.
She has a degree in education. We put a lot of resources in our what they call our education. What they say our education is, it's
education department.
No, they say our education is lack of education or whatever.
Oh,
but we put a lot of money in something that we're lacking in. I don't
poor education or something.
Our poor education, and our education is so poor. We have 3-year-olds reading the Bible, being able to read, be able to see a word, be able to pronounce the word. That's how poor our education is. We don't use their education system. We don't use anything that they have. And if we do use anything outside it, we pay for it. So I'm just showing you guys that hate is real. The hate is real. When I was a Christian, they treat me way nicer. So now the same community I lived in, the same neighborhood I lived in, I'm here now under the banner of Straightway Truth Ministry, Straightway Praise Land. Now I'm experiencing the hate from the same people. And they're all Christians, Catholics, or there's some form of Christianity. Just put it that way.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going. I can't make this up. But let's see Father Jim. Father Jim gets to experience tax exemption. He don't pay property tax. And they have acres of land, and they don't pay property tax. And why? Because the tax assessor himself is a Catholic. He's a Catholic. He is a professing Roman Catholic guy. Grew up Roman Catholic. And when it comes to Catholic, boom, bada bing, bada bang. But when it comes to a Hebrew community, a Hebrew assembly, that one, he's looking for the beneficial owner. Still to say, we're still waiting. We're still waiting. We're denied until further notice. So we'll see. We'll see. We've done all the paperwork. We crossed our T's, dotted our I's and our J's, and still we're waiting for the results. What are you going to base it on now? We have gardens because the Bible says plant gardens, build houses. We're doing everything we give them our bylaws. Now we don't use bylaws. That's a Viking term. That's a dramatic term. But we gave them our governance. Well, guys, let me ask you this. I want you guys to type this in. Type this in right now. What do you believe that Straightway Praise Land? What is our governance? I want to say, what is our governance document? What will be our governance document? What do we use to govern Straightway Praise Land? I want you guys to type. It should just be 1 or 2 words. Type it in. Let me see. We got 41 in here. I want you guys to type. What do you believe? We don't call it bylaws. What will we call what governs our ministry? Type it in. Don't come all at once. Maybe the tax assessor is going to be looking. Oh, somebody says Torah. Okay. I'm just looking. I don't know. People may have different names for it. That's one. Come on, guys. Come on. We got 40 people in here. That babe. Okay. I don't know. The law babe. Okay. Somebody put the law babe. Okay. Yep. Okay. That means that law babe.
That law baby.
That law babe. Okay. He said better. We got somebody from Africa. Look, this is somebody from Kenya saying Torah. The law, baby. Okay. Now, guys, if the tax assessor seeing that, he's going to go in there. Every word will be used against it. Said they got something called the law, baby. That's their bylaws. The law, baby.
I think it's an infant law. It's a law for babies.
Well, the kingdom of heaven are like one of these. Some people call it the Tanakh, the law, the prophets. See, look it. But the tax assessor would think I'm making this thing up. Stop giving us your. I'm like, bro. I know you're not going to read the whole Bible, so you're asking me a question, and I'm doing the painstaking part to pull out what you're trying to get. You want to know our dates. When are your holy feasts? what are your calendar? Okay, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. And I showed him all of Leviticus. I think it's Leviticus 24. I typed it all up. He didn't like it. I'm like, well, that's our calendar. It's based off of the moon. There's a lot that goes on here. I'm just showing you our calendar. Oh, you thought I was going to show you a Roman calendar? No, we follow a Hebrew calendar. See, once again, they're discriminating against us. I mean, literally, I can read. Next time, I'm going to read what they said. They were so irritated that we were quoting scriptures. They were so irritated, but they're asking us questions, and we're showing them in our Bible because they're not going to sit there and read it. No lawyer's going to sit there and read our Torah. They're not going to read to see what governs us. We're showing you this is what governs us. They say it has to be something that's recognizable by the United States government. What's public law? What's it called? What's public?
92.
What's the public law, guys? I can't even think of it now. 97-280? Is it 97?
That sounds right, yeah.
Yeah, public law 97-280. They recognize the year of the Bible. You literally recognize our book. So we gave you something that's recognizable, and this country supposedly derive a lot of their statutes and codes from our Bible, from our book. And now you tell me don't give you that. So what am I supposed to give you? I mean, I'm not German. I'm not a German. I can't give you bylaws. I'm not a Viking. Do I look Viking to you? Maybe they did have Viking that look like me, but I'm not Viking. I don't have Viking heritage. I'm not from that area. I'm a Hebrew. I'm an Israelite. And I gave you what governs us. You call it bylaws. I even at least tried to make it. I put it in brackets to let you know what you call a bylaw. This is what we call. This is our governance. This is what governs us, the Torah. So I'm trying to, help you out and let you know what you call bylaws. This is what we call Torah. Does that work? Okay. Woo. What you call Thor, we call Yah. But we wouldn't even want to compare him, to be honest with you. But you have your God, you have your mighty ones, we have our mighty one, and the only one.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to translate here, like man, but anyway, it's just, but guys, pray for us. We up the village of Hobart, the Brown County, they're freaking, they're freaking extorting $40,000 a year from a church, not church, but our assembly. They're extorting. And the only reason why is they're trying to get us to bow down and be a Christian. We have to start doing Sunday worship for us to be acknowledged. That's the only way we'll get the tax exemption, it looks like, if we do Sunday worship, if we acknowledge Mary as the mother of God. I don't know. That's what it looks like. But you can't tell them that you're keeping the Torah. You can't tell them you worship Yah and Yah only. We don't worship the Trinity. We don't follow the Trinity. So this is what they do. Or maybe we follow Allah, but we know we don't follow Allah. We follow the one true Yah, Elohim. And his name is Yahweh. Anyway, or Yahuwah, Yahweh, but that's who we follow. Let's keep playing. We're almost done, guys, here. This is, but I'm glad it's out there. We could probably make a whole segment on that one.
Hey, Elder, real quick, because I do have to take a quick break.
Okay.
If you have your cursor,
Yep,
over the video, you see where it says play.
Yep.
You can click on it and pause it, so you can continue. I should be back very quickly.
Okay, perfect.
$1,095, citing fair and enjoyment use without providing clear details or billing information. It didn't end there, unfortunately. Around 3 months later, the incident unfolded when KGB declined to sign a document related to his divorce case, despite previously agreeing to do so. The judge subsequently sentenced KGB to 6 months in county jail for his refusal to exit the courtroom. During this time, 10 Brown County Sheriff's deputies surrounded KGB at the defense table, attempting to persuade the 6'4" former defensive end to comply with the arrest order. After several minutes, deputies tasered and handcuffed KGB, adding a resisting arrest charge to his legal troubles. KGB eventually agreed to sign the document, which cleared him of the contempt charge. He represented himself and has consistently tried to persuade judges and court commissioners of his sovereign citizenship theory, asserting that his religious beliefs.
I've never, ever claimed to be a sovereign citizen. That's bullshit. It's false. It's a lie. 2, listen to what they just said. They literally tasered me because I wouldn't sign. I'm gonna tell you the document. They wanted me to sign over my IRA, my retirement account, over to my ex-wife. They wanted me to sign that over. And I said, no, I'm not gonna sign that. If you need my signature, then that means you need my consent. I'm not consenting to that. If you want to judge, if you think that you have jurisdiction over my IRA, then just take it. Do your judge thing. Just go take it. But you're not gonna get me to consent to that. And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, what? And then the judge looked to the attorney, my ex-wife attorney, and said, do we need a signature?
Right,
they said, yes, we need his signature. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to give you if you need something from me, I'm surely not going to help you with that. I'm not going to help you. Now, if you can go take it, feel free, have at it, bro. But I'm not going to give it to you. You're not going to get nothing from me. And they said, okay. And then that's when they tasered me. They put cops on me on both sides. And they said, sign it. I said, no, I got right. They tasered me. They locked me up. Now they didn't really lock me up. I didn't even get booked. Go look me up. Google see if I have any record. I don't even have any type of record of being locked up because they didn't book me.
They did shackle you up though.
They shackled me up, and you know what they're doing? Because we found out they want to do a scare tactic. They want to scare me into submission. So, and tell me if that's not signing under duress. Would you say that's under duress just a little bit? You talk about straightway do aggressive recruitment. Would you not say that was a little bit aggressive? That you will shackle up a brother, you will put him in the back of a truck, you will take him to the county jail, and then you will put papers in him and say, if you want to be let out, you have to sign this document over to us right now. And guess what I did? I took my pen and I signed it, and they let me go. They say you out those doors. Never got booked, never took pictures, never got fingerprint. All I had to do was sign over my IRA. And I had to pay how much I pay in bail? $200 or $300 bail?
$300 something.
$300 bail. See, look, they extort money from me from property tax. They extort money from me through my IRA. They got $300. Now listen to this, guys. You're gonna think this is funny. Tell me if you type in the 7 if you want to hear this funny story about what happened there. Type in the 7. This is funny. I tell you, this is off the chain. Off the but I'm about to tell you guys something. You guys are gonna think like, wow. I don't know how this is delayed. Tell me if you see 7 because I don't see anything right now.
It's starting to come in.
Type in 7 if you guys want to hear this funny story. It's funny. Now I don't know. It's funny to me, but it is funny. Okay, we got some 7s here. Listen to this. So when I signed that document, right? Leading up to the event, right? I already knew this, but leading up to the event, I was able to move the money from one IRA account to another IRA account. So the account that was on the docket had no money in it. So all I was trying to do is I just wanted to have my voice heard. So I was trying to bring up the Bible. I have a covenant with this woman, boom, 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 boom. And so I knew there was no money in there. I could have signed it right there in the court, but I was trying to make sure. And the court said, are you done? Okay, it's enough. Sign the paper. We gave you an opportunity to talk. And I said, no. And so anyway, I ended up signing it. And so I got free, but there was no money in there. And they found out. Like, dang, we got to go after him again. And so then they didn't want to go after me again because, guys, this is crazy. Imagine there was money in there. They would have extorted hundreds of thousands of dollars of me by throwing me in jail, shacking me up to get me to sign over my IRA. I'm talking about, guys, it was close to $1 million in that account. Millions. And they were going to shackle me and taser me to convince me to give them that money over. So when they found out, then they said, okay, this guy's he's not following us. This is how I know we have rights, guys. We really do have rights, but you have to be willing to stand up for your rights. You have to be willing to fight for your rights. And because I was so difficult to work with, and you notice he says he represented himself. When you represent yourself, I'm not going to lie to you. You may get thrown in jail. You may get handcuffs. You're going to be called. But guess what? They don't like dealing with people like that. Those people you can't rob. They love people that just do everything they tell them to do walk in here, sign this over, boom, boom, boom. You can go, boom. But they just happened to be dealing with a guy that I had no fear at that time. I really didn't have fear. And I still don't have fear. And so they didn't want to deal with me. So now they had to negotiate. And so me and my ex-wife attorney was able to negotiate the remainders just after she got millions of dollars already. This is just her now going after my retirement, my retirement account, my disability, they call it line of duty, not disability, but it's like playing the years you played, any injuries you may have gotten. She wanted it all. When I say she wanted it all, she wanted it all. Even though she had more that would take care of her lifetime, she wanted to utterly destroy me. Utterly destroy me. She didn't even need this money. This was play money. Do you hear me? Play money for her. Play money. But she wanted that because she was entitled to it. And so because we had to negotiate, we were able to negotiate terms, and then I was able to negotiate what I wanted to give her. Boom, done. So that's why I don't pay child support. I don't have to do all this stuff anymore. But what I'm trying to say, at the long story, what's funny is there was no money in there. They're hoping to intimidate me. And this I know is funny because the one attorney saw what was going on. She wanted to help me, and I had to be upfront with her. I said, and by the way, there's no money in there. She did this. She's like, oh my goodness. She says, okay. She's like, just like the stuff I was doing is unheard of. Unheard of. And so now in this community, for the most part, they don't mess with us. They leave us be. As long as we're not committing any crime, they leave us alone. The only thing that they do now is they discriminate against us, and they're extorting $40,000 a year from a ministry. But they don't do that to other churches. And because we're not a Christian, and because we're not Muslim, and because we're not Buddha and all of the main religion that's out there, but we're the oldest. We've been around for a long time. We are dated way back in the time of Moshe. If we want to go to somewhere where it's kind of organized, Moses. And so they hate us. They hate us. So they say we may not be able to kill you, but we can tax you. So we're the only one that have to pay tax that other religious institutions don't have to pay because we are commandment keepers. I'm telling you that right now. We have to pay 40 grand. If we don't pay, and here's what happens. We've done it where we didn't pay. We said, we're not going to pay because we're a church. We're like, just like the Christian churches, we're no different. We're not going to pay. Guess what they're going to do if you don't pay? They'll come and take your property. And they will tell you, they're going to come into, they'll bring the sheriff department here. They'll kick everybody out of the house and they will sell your property on the sheriff's sale. So we have to pay because if we don't pay, they're going to take the property. So we are forced to pay property tax. We don't want to. Every time I write my little check, we have to write. I said, payment under duress. This is payment under duress. Help us. No one cares because we're a Hebrew community. We're a Hebrew assembly. They don't care. We live in a Christian nation, and Christian nations can treat anybody however they want to treat them. And unfortunately, we're considered something that don't need to be protected. So we hope that, and we're fighting for this. We are fighting. We plan on going all the way to the Supreme Court and see if we can get our day in court at the Supreme level. So we're going to go through all the process, the appeal. Then we're going to go to the federal. From the federal, we're going to go eventually work our way to the Supreme Court. And we're going to find out how much freedom we really have in this land. We're going to expose this country for the lies that they are. This country is living a lie. We don't have the freedom they say we have. I'm about to find out. There's some that they give you, but there's some that they say is your unalienable rights. You discriminate against us because of our religious belief, but the other ones, how come all these other religions are getting taxed? They don't have to pay property tax, but our community, we're the only Hebrew community in the village of Hobart in Brown County, and we're the only one that has to pay property tax. All the other ones don't have to pay tax, but us. I explained it. The same tax assessor, but when it comes to his Catholic friends, oh, he's more quick. Exempt. This one. And why? Because he has to follow his canon. He is a Catholic. At the end of the day, before he's a taxer, he's a Catholic. He's a Catholic man, a Catholic boy, he will say. He's a Catholic man. And his job is to cause pain, cause undue stress on anybody that's keeping the Sabbath, anybody that he deems that is a Judaizer. If you think I'm looking up, go look it up. The council, can you look that up, Deacon? So you don't think I made? Look it up. Let's keep playing this video. Oh, you found it. See, look it. That's the Sabbath. But do you have canon? Why do they observe? I'm talking about the. Oh, let's see. No, I want to look up the canon. Canon 29. In the Council of Laos Cedillo, I believe. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
I'd have to look for it. I thought it was in here because we did a show on it once.
Okay.
But this is not.
They're just talking about the when they change it from Sabbath to Sunday and things.
I thought we had the Judaizer in here. Okay, maybe not. Okay.
Yeah, you can. It's easy to look up, but just look up. But this is how they treat. This is how they treat. It's just like Mother Carol said. It's to be expected. This is to be expected. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. Let's play this thing. We're almost done.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
I just thought we can find
it. Can you do the video while I look it up?
Yeah, please.
Civil law. Throughout the court proceedings, KGB extensively quoted the Old Testament, arguing that the civil court lacked jurisdiction over him. KGB began the proceeding by stating he was not present, not as a respondent, but as a man, despite submitting a birth certificate from California. He declared, "I am not a citizen of the Republic," and made a more haunting statement. "I have my own laws, which are superior." As KGB nears a breaking point, fellow retired NFL players are joining him.
I found it here earlier.
Okay.
Let me share it here.
How do you make me smaller? I don't know how to do that part. I'm just pressing play.
It's the next one over. Where it's highlighted right now, it's the next one.
Okay. You got the canon?
I do, yeah.
So guys, you guys got to know your rights, but you got to fight for your rights too. You can't just expect it to be given to you, you know? So this is from the Council of Laodicea. It was around 365 decree, 59 laws, and in there, Christians must not Judaize. Can you actually go to it so we can read it exactly? This is just a summary of it. But it says, right, Judaize by resting on the Sabbath, but must work on that day rather than honoring the Lord's day. And because we're not honoring the Lord's day, which is Sunday, if they says if they resting, then as Christians, see, as Christians, Can
you see still?
Is it canon 29? I need to see.
They're not calling it a canon. I mean, it's laws.
I'm telling you, it's there's about 52 of them, and this is canon 29 or law 29.
Okay.
But they have a prettier one here, but
this looks like the official one right here.
What does it say? Let me see. Oh shoot.
Christians will not. Can you see it?
What does it say? Read it.
Let me zoom in more here.
Yeah. Okay.
Is this not it?
That's it. That may be it. Read it. Okay, this is it. Read it.
It says Christians must not Judaize by resting on the Sabbath, but must work on that day, rather honoring the Lord's day, and if they can, resting then as Christians. But if any shall be found to be Judaizers, let them be anathema from Christ.
Anathema. Do you know what anathema means? Can you click on that and see what that means?
What is this? Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, it's not letting me here. Oh, because I'm using Chrome. Let me see. I have to Google it.
So they say if you're found Judaizer, meaning keeping the Sabbath, that's the code word. He's a Judaizer. So Judaizer, somebody keeps the Sabbath. So this is what you're supposed to do. Look what it says, guys. I cannot make this thing up. What does that word say? See, if you don't know English, you'll think like, oh, anthem is like sing the national anthem. No, this is what they're supposed to do. Read
something or someone that one vehemently
dislike. Racial
hatred
was anathema to her.
A formal curse by a pope or council of the church. It was a curse, excommunicating a person or denouncing a doctrine.
There you have it. So I can't be mad at Mike Diener. I can't be mad at him because he's just doing what a Catholic is supposed to do. He's literally following his religious conviction. Now he's a public official. He sworn an oath to the Constitution to uphold it, to defend it. So he's now torn. He has the oath that he gave to the Constitution, and he has an oath to his Roman Catholic heritage or whatever. And so now, hey, when you become a public official, you get not use your religious thing to adjudicate, but he's using his public office to cause me harm, to cause our assembly harm, to anthemize. So he's using his public office that he gave an oath that he will uphold the Constitution to now bring harm through the public system that's made for the people, by the people, to bring harm to those who are Judaizer. And how is he doing it? Through taxes. Taxes. So for us, we're so committed to our religious belief, we are not going to stand down. We are not ashamed of the gospel. We will continue to keep the commandments of the Most High Yah. We will continue to love Yah, to love our brethren, according to Yeshua has showed us by the examples that Yeshua showed us, Jesus the Christ. And if we have to keep paying $40,000, then damn it, we will. We'll just have to do that. Give to Caesar what Caesar what belongs. But we're going to fight this because we have unalienable rights. And they're trying. This is a modern day throwing us into the freaking fire like Rasha, Meshach, and Abednego. It's just financially. Bow down to our God. Stop Judaizers. Stop keeping the Sabbath. And if you don't pay your taxes, we're going to take your house of worship away from you. And we will just sell it for 20 cents or whatever they want to. That's what they're doing to us. It's Rome all over again. You're right. It's Rome all over again. It's Egypt all over again. They're doing it. But we're going to stand. But Yah. We have Yah. If Yah is for us, who can be against us? And they will pay. Yah sees what Village of Hobart, sees what Mike Diener, the tax assessor, what Brown County, Yah sees what they're doing to us. What they did to me in that courtroom, tasering me, trying to coerce me, or what they call it. Is that coerce? What's another word?
Yeah, it's coerce.
Extort money out of me. See, that's what I'm saying. This is a Christian nation ran by Christians, and Christians don't have law. They're lawless, cold-hearted people. They don't have to keep the commandments of Yah. They can steal. They're Viking.
They have, to keep their Catholic canon.
Yeah, they got to keep their Catholic. It's right there, guys. I'm not making this. Go look it up. Canon 29. And you read 30. You can read the next one, 30. A Christian shall not. Look what it says right there. This is now. Is that part of canon? Ancient anthem of canon 29. A Christian shall not what?
Shall not work on the Sabbath. But
No. A Christian shall not
stop
work on the Sabbath.
But on the Lord's Day.
But on the Lord's Day.
Yep.
The only time that a Christian should stop work is on the Lord's Day. And some Christians are not even doing that anymore. Here's the Father ordered that no one of faithful shall stop work on the Sabbath, as do the Jews, but that they should honor the Lord's Day, which is Sunday, on the account of Lord's resurrection, and that on that day they should abstain from manual labor and go to church. That's why anybody that's going to church on Sunday, this is what you're following, the Roman Catholic Church. I don't care if you Protestant, Lutheran, you are a Roman Catholic Church from Pope, from the Vatican.
We know that's true because
Sunday.
We know that's true because we remember that clip that we seen of Vodi Bakum supporting this.
Yeah, he's a Catholic. Listen, but thus abstain from work on the Lord's Day, which is Sunday. Guys, this is literally in their canon. I can't make this thing up. From the work on Sunday, they do not lay down as necessity. Oh, please, guys, forgive me. But that they add, and if they can, for if do need or any other necessity, anyone work on the Lord's Day, which is Sunday, was not reckoned against him or reckoned against him. So I guess you can even work on Sunday too. It sounds like. For if through need, so it said, so if through need or any necessity, anyone work on the Lord's day, this was not reckoned against him. So see, that's why you can play football on Sunday, because it's a need. You can't mess with the Packers. Hey, that's why the Packers don't have a problem with them playing. That's why they bring the Catholic priest on the plane. The Catholic priest was the only person who the team paid for to fly from city to city. All the Protestants, they always had to find a chaplain to some individual, so they had to work something out, but they did not accommodate the Protestants. So, and then they'll have their little masses right before the game, the Sunday morning, and then they'll go play game. And it wasn't, hey Brett, hey, you can go out there and play. There's no sin reckoning. Just say your 5 Hail Marys or whatever, and throw some Hail Marys for us too, and go out there and play ball. You know, right. I mean, this is how they did it. I can't make this thing up, guys. I'm just showing you guys. So this is why we're being discriminated against, and it's okay. Just like Mother Carol said, it's to be expected. All right, let's keep going. We're almost done, guys. I'm sorry. Let's get this going. You have a lot of clips here.
Former Colts chaplain Ken Johnson routinely sends a daily scripture text to a group of about 100 ex-Colts players, including Robert Mathis and Daniel Muir. During his tenure as chaplain, Johnson did not recall Mathis or Muir expressing any theological queries or presenting alternative scriptural interpretations that would have raised concerns. Throughout his near 30-year tenure as the Colts chaplain, Johnson has observed a pattern among retired players. The loss of structure, guidance, and purpose associated with the NFL life often led to an identity quest, sometimes at the expense of familial relationships. It's like they begin this quest for knowledge and they forget relationship capacity with their families, Johnson told Sports Illustrated. Robert Mathis, who played his football at Alabama A&M, a historically black college, always had a deep interest in black history and a strong sense of his pride in his identity. Before crossing paths with Daniel Muir with the Colts, Mathis had already begun identifying himself as a Hebrew. After meeting with Muir, Mathis eagerly consumed videos by Straightway pastor Charles Dowell and soon requested Muir to arrange a personal introduction to assess Dowell's authenticity. Currently, Muir leads the Indianapolis chapter of Straightway with his wife and their 3 sons actively participating. Following Straightway's principles of simplicity, Kristen ceased wearing makeup, adopting a head covering, and sold her Louis Vuitton and Gucci accessories on Facebook. As for Mathis, his family life resembles KGB's. He and his wife split up in 2019, and his relationship with his kids appears murky at best. There's no telling what this path will lead these players to do, but if KGB's legal troubles are any indication.
So look at this. So yeah, there's an identity crisis. I didn't even know I was going through an identity crisis. You know what it is? To find out that I'm a Hebrew, that I'm an Israelite, and that I was thought of before the foundation of this earth. So start waking me up to who I really was. So yeah, we were going through an identity crisis. Not anymore, because we know who we are in Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ. So we were going through an identity crisis because we know we weren't just made to play football. We weren't just made to just to do what the Christians want us to do. We were created and designed to serve the Most High Yah. The whole duty of man is to fear Yah and keep his commandment. That's our duty. So yeah, we were going through a midlife crisis, or not midlife, but an identity crisis, like as you said it. So hey, that's facts. But now I'm putting context of what the identity crisis, because we thought we were acting like we were Roman Viking Christians, and the whole time we're a Hebrew Israelite, forgetting because we've been removed from our heritage, inheritance because of the sins of our forefathers, because of their sins, and being disconnected, being scattered all 4 corners of the earth. And now Yah is starting to wake his people up. Those dry bones are now waking up, and he's putting his laws into our hearts, into our minds, that we know who we are. We know our Elohim. That's what's happening. And this is what they hate. This is what they fear. They've had our books. Whoever conquers you is the one that tells the narrative of the story. We think Hitler was a bad person. I don't even know if Hitler was bad anymore. I question Hitler. I question the stories that we hear about Hitler because America won. The UK won. Russia won. Whoever was fighting against Hitler, they won. And so now they get to spin the narrative of what Hitler was all about. Obviously, there's a bunch of people that liked him. They tell us about Gaddafi, Saddam Hussein. So whoever wins get to tell you to tell the history now. And they did that with our people. But a lot of it was our fault because we forgot. We didn't remember the commandments of Yah. We stopped keeping the commandments of Yah. And that's why we suffer in this situation we are right now. And now that we're waking up and repenting, truly repenting, and keeping the commandments, now they don't want us keeping the commandments because they know if we keep the commandments, we now will become the head and they will be the tail. That's what they fear. They know this. And so now they're trying to keep us down. Make sure they don't keep the commandments of Yah. Because if they start keeping the commandments, they will be the head and we will be the tail. So they need us to be lawbreakers, commandment breakers, so that they can stay the head and we the tail. That's why they don't want this truth getting out. That's why they want this truth getting out. So, yeah, we were going through an identity crisis. Not anymore. I know who I am. I know who I am. And I promise you, I'm going to do everything in my power to be fruitful and multiply and encourage people who like me to be fruitful and multiply. Increase. Be a stench in their nostrils. Hallelujah. Play it.
It's far from a righteous one. Perhaps it's the backlash of post-NFL angst or the helplessness of watching a family disintegrate. Many have also speculated about the role of head trauma in the downward spiral, but then again, there are only 3 former NFL players wrapped up in this cult. Former Packers chaplain Father Jim Baraniak proposed an intervention involving former Green Bay Packers teammates, staffers, and members of the local communities to support KGB. Several ex-teammates interviewed by Sports Illustrated recalled KGB's deep commitment to his Christian faith and his reputation as a good-hearted individual. The Green Bay community still knows him as one of the more charitable and generous players in the team's history. Amon Green, the former...
So isn't that amazing? I'm considered, was known to be one of the most charitable Green Bay Packer player in team history. How did I go from being loved to now being hated? What changed? What changed? Because I was Judaizing. What was that? AKA keeping the Sabbath. And stopped doing the Lord's Day. And I rested on the Sabbath day. That's what changed. And I just happened to be in the heart, in the heart of the Catholic country. Didn't know it. They didn't know my history. If I knew better, think about it. If I knew the hate that Catholics had against our people, I don't think I would have went around telling people about keeping the Sabbath. I think I would have just taken my family and left quietly. I didn't know. I was under the impression that Christians believe in the book. And I found out they don't believe in the book. They hate the book. They only hold the book so that they can teach people how to break the commandments of Yah by lying to us that Yeshua came here to free us from the law of Yah, his father. Come on. Man, keep playing.
Packers running back who still communicates with KGB through email believes he felt abandoned following the backlash from the Christmas pageant incident.
Stop. Xavier brings up a good point. Just last night. And look, I didn't even bring it up. I was thinking about it, but look at Xavier. Just remember. Just last night we went to Home Depot. Went there shopping, mind our own business. I see a guy from a distance. Didn't have my glasses. I see him, but it looks like a guy. He's looking at me. And I'm not going to say his name because I don't want him to get in trouble. He's a nice guy. I don't know, I don't want to get him in trouble with his wife because she's strong. She's too manly. And I don't want to, give him a chance to get his strength up. But anyway, man, I'm talking about he was ecstatic to see me, hugging me. I mean, you can ask Xavier. I can't tell you how many times he kept hugging me, touching me. Saying, I missed you, man. I missed you. I think he was at church. Maybe, a church. My family was, I think they're in town or was in town or whatever the case is. And he says, he was telling the pastor, I miss Kabir. And you know what the pastor told him? He said, man, we got to put you under. Like, this is how much they hate me. This is a pastor I knew. I worked with him with the Packers and everything. His name is Ryan Kibbe. This is a guy that I used to work with, football wise, Christian wise, everything. And the hate. He won't talk to me. If he sees me, he probably run. The hate. He says he's a man of the word. He follows the book, but he don't want to talk about the book when it comes to me. I tell you, man. I mean, but this guy literally, I discipled this guy for 3 years. 3 years, I committed my life to discipling, helping him with finance, with his walk with the Most High, with Jesus at the time. From a Christian perspective, I really took the time. I mean, yeah, he says, I thought he was going to cry. Honestly, I mean, that's the type of love. But you know why he can't talk to me? Because his wife won't let him. So that's why I don't even say his name. You talking about what you call aggressive recruitment. You talk about people being held against his will. This man can't even talk to me because of fear that his wife will destroy him. And his wife happens to be friends, not happens, but good friends with my ex-wife. So he cannot in any way. I mean, he can say, I ran into him. That's about it. I mean, he can't get in trouble for that. What am I supposed to do? Now he may say, oops, I didn't know I was supposed to run. Don't talk to him. Kabir's not the same. He will get in trouble. He will lose everything. Everything. His wife will take him to naught if he associates with himself, because his wife and my ex-wife, they're all good friends. And he is forbidden to have any type of interaction with me. Forbidden. Straight up. He can't talk to me. He can't associate with me. He will get in trouble. His wife will be in his dripping faucet. So that's a Christian woman. That's a Christian, bona fide Christian woman. And she has another Christian woman, and they run and show. Yep. Yes, sirree. I don't want anything to do with that, but hey, that's his world. I don't know what to say. He gets wherever it's coming. That's the life he wants. Hey, who am I to judge the outsider? To me, he's an outsider. And until he comes this way, there's not much I can do to help him. But if you're going to be afraid of your wife, you deserve everything that's coming your way. A wicked wife will send you straight to the pit of hell. If your life revolves around trying to make a wicked woman happy, you're going to hell. Straight up. Going to hell. Straight up. There's no doubt about it. You're going to pick a wicked woman over. Thank Yah that Job didn't do that. Look what his wife told him to do. What did she tell him to do? Curse Yah and be dead. And he says, you sound like a foolish woman. But in Christianity, these foolish women are lifted up. They are put on a pedestal. These foolish women are lifted up. The foolish woman of today will be considered a Proverbs 31 woman in the Bible, in Christianity. In Christianity, they wouldn't even stand a chance. But in Christianity, a Jezebel foolish woman is considered a Proverbs 31 woman. Now, hint, hint, FYI, don't actually go read Proverbs 31. Don't go read it. Because if you read it and say, you're gonna be scratching your head like, I know you're supposed to be a Proverbs 31 woman, but I actually read it and you don't match the description. So I mean, Christians don't actually read the Bible. They just say, I'm a Proverbs 31 woman. Oh, he's a Proverbs 31 woman. And they put it on their shirt. I'm a Proverbs 31 woman. But they don't actually read what's in Proverbs 31 woman. They don't read what that is. Because if they would have other sister wives, right? Like Bree, she could pass for a Proverbs 31 woman. And she has other handmaids and things that she actually fits the description way closer than the Christian women. But anyway, I just thought I should put that in there. But hey, I was the most charitable, generous player in the team history. That's saying a lot. That's saying, I mean, you got the Reggie Whites, the Brett Favre, and they called me the most generous in team's history. And then I was hated because I started keeping the Sabbath. Let's keep playing. And then we'll have some few verses and then shut it down.
That man is hurting inside, Green told Sports Illustrated. He is crying out for help. Right now, what he feels is nobody, aside from me and a few guys who reached out to him, have his back. So for everyone involved, I hope this turns out well. It might not.
Well, that's it. You guys can go watch the full film. You can add to the 60,000 views. I don't care. I mean, I'm not here promoting this man's channel. I'm here telling you that this was about me, and there was a lot of lies in here. And like I said, I remember talking to Mother Carol. I was going through a lot of stuff at that time. I really may Yah bless Mother Carol and Pastor Dow. And Mother Carol is just a reflection of Pastor Dow, to be honest with you. But Mother Carol just trying to help me to understand a woman's perspective. It was always blowing. The world called her African American, a black, hue skinned woman, and it was just blown away to see a woman like her, meek, quiet, and strong, spiritually strong, in the word, strong in the word, man. I tell you, and it was just comforting. She really helped me during that time, and even with all that I was going through, I mean, she just said, this is to be expected. It's to be expected. I love that family. I love the Dow family. I love Pastor Dow. I love his family. He has a beautiful family. And I'm in this. I'm in this to the end. And I plan on supporting Pastor Dow and Straightway Choose Ministry to the end. I'm not going anywhere. I'm sorry. And I know they're lying. Because what? Because they do it to me. They're doing it to me. And maybe you had me. Maybe you kind of got me thinking like maybe it's true what Pastor Dow is doing. Maybe, but then I look at me. I'm like, what? Is this what you're saying about me? Me? We just hit all the false accusation. I hit every, and the reason why we got, not that I'm here trying to defend myself, but if I didn't say anything, you guys will believe this lie. So at least I want to put truth out there. So anyone that are truly truth seekers, who really, the truth will set you free, who really want to know the truth, at least there's going to be something out there that's addressing these lies, and that they heard it from me addressing them. So I'm just putting it out there, really, for those who may get trapped, or may get like, oh, I really wanted to believe, but I found out he was a cult leader and he's crazy and stuff, and this is all I have out there. Just the only thing is out there. But they may actually hear the truth. Say, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So anyway, let's go to Luke. I want to show you something right here. Luke chapter. So back in the days when I played for the Packers, they spoke well of me, and I thought it was good. And read what it says for Luke chapter 6, verse 26.
Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets.
So look, they spoke well of me. And I thought that was a good thing. This should have been a red flag right here. Why is everybody speaking so well of me? And so now I know I'm in the vein of the Most High Yah, where he wants me to be. Why? Because not everybody's speaking well of me. I'm hated. Look at 60,000 views. 60,000 views. I mean, you see the comments in there. People say, I hate that man. I used to like him. Now I hope he goes whatever. And since he's gone brain damage or something, it's like, wow, I'm hated for what? So we're going to end on this. John chapter 15. This is my favorite. This is what I've been. This is it. Let's go to John 15, verse 18, 27. Let's read. Let me read this. I want to read this. No, you read it. So I can think here. Go.
If the world hates you, you know that it hated me before it hated you.
So I cannot get upset here. So when Mother Carol says, this is to be expected, it is to be expected, because they hated Yeshua. I know I'm not as perfect as Yeshua was, not even close. All my good works. Listen, because you guys, you may miss this one. Keep your ears open, because it's going to come, and you're going to say, I didn't say this. I'm telling you right now, all my righteous good acts is like filthy rags compared to Yeshua. It is like a woman's menstrual cycle. We have these cloth pads that our women use. Now, they may say that's a bad thing. You can use disposable, whatever, but that's what my good works is like in comparison to Yeshua. And if they did it to him who was without sin, who was pleasing in the sight of the Father, who was perfect, who Yah was well pleased in, and he was hated, who the hell do I think I am? They're going to hate me too. If they're going to hate Jesus for less, how much more me? This is Yeshua saying this. If the world hates you, know that it hated me before it hated you. So before I was hated by the Christians hated Jesus a long time ago. Read.
If you were of the world would love his own.
When I was a Packer, I was of the world. See, I was of the world. I played on the Lord's day. I went to church on the Lord's day. I polluted the Sabbath day. I worked on the Sabbath day. I played college ball on Saturday, on the Sabbath day. Now I can say, oh yeah, the most of the time I played on Saturday night, but guess what? We had Saturday afternoon games too. I played smack down right in the middle of a Sabbath. And they didn't think twice about it. And I was loved by the world. Love. I was a loved, likable kind of guy. Likable. Now, how do you take a likable guy and you start hating him? Start keeping the Sabbath and see if they're going to like you anymore. See, I'm still likable. I guess that's just part of my personality. I'm a likable guy. But you hate me because of my lifestyle. And what's my lifestyle? I keep the commandments of the Most High, yeah? And that's why I'm not likable. I'm likable, but I'm hateable. I don't know. What's the word? Anyway, keep reading.
But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his Lord, his master. I
am not greater than Yeshua. So I cannot expect. So when Mother Carol says, I'm bringing this up, is to be expected. If Yeshua is hated and he's the master and we're the servants, and I'm not greater than him, if it happened to him, it's going to happen to his servants because I follow Yeshua. So this is how I know I'm following Yeshua. The same thing that happened to Yeshua is happening to me. The same thing. And I can say, I mean, it's not like I'm being put on a tree right now, but my people were put on trees, hung instead by with nails and stuff. They were hung on the tree with their necks, hanging by their neck, called lynching. They did it in this Christian nation. In this Christian nation, they hung Israelites by the neck, burned them, not on stakes, just burned them, put a burning cross right on their lawn. Same thing going on. Same thing, same spirit. It's just hidden now. It's hidden. Read.
If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also.
So why can they not keep? How come my ex-wife can't keep my sayings? How come my sons and daughters can't keep my sayings that I had with that woman? Why? Because they don't keep his sayings. So I can't expect them to keep my sayings if they don't keep his sayings. How can I expect all the people that once loved me to love me? Well, they don't keep his sayings, so then I keep my sayings. So if anything, I rejoice. I rejoice because of the persecution. It says, blessed are those who are persecuted for his name's sake. Read.
But all these things will they do unto you for my name's sake, because they know not him that sent me.
See? They don't know him. So I can't expect people that don't know him. I can't expect outsiders to treat me right when they don't know him. See, when you know him, that's why I say seek first his kingdom, his righteousness, and all these things we add to you. Once they know him, then they'll act right. But until they know him, they're going to be unclean. So that's why you can't have any those type of relationship with the people of the world, because they're unclean. They're unclean. They may not want to be, but they're just unclean because they don't know him. And those who know him are the ones that's keeping his commandments. Read.
If I had not come and spoken unto them, they had not had sin. But now they have no cloak for their sin. He that hateth me hateth my Father also. If I had not done among them the works which none of the other man did, they had not had sin. But now have they both seen and hated both me and my Father.
There you have. That's the hate. So look I have done nothing to the people in this community. Now, maybe I went to another community and I was foreign. I've been a part of the Green Bay community for over 24 years. I got drafted by the Green Bay Packers in 2000, and I've been here since. I will be the first person from my house to be in this land, and I'll be the last one to leave. I can honestly say I'm the Alpha and the Omega when it comes to the house of Kabir. All my children, all my sons and daughters were born on this land, and now they're gone. I'll be the first one here, and I'll be the last one to leave the state of Wisconsin when that time comes. I'll be the last one. And the lie and the accusation was that we were going to live in tents and leave, and I'm still here because we're just waiting for the house to sell, to be honest with you. Once this thing's out, we are outro, deuce, peace. We can't wait for that day. And we believe that time will come when we'll get to leave and be closer to the hub, Straightway Truth Ministry down south.
Hallelujah.
I can't wait for that day. But
I can agree.
But I can tell you this much. Us being here and the way we've been treated by this community, by the village of Hobart, by the Christians, the Catholics, the Christians, the Protestants, the way we've been treated here, the Lutherans, the way we've been treated here, man, there's no cloak for their sin now. There's no cloak. You can't say, well Kabir did nothing to you. You hated him without a cause. Without a cause. I even asked the guy that I saw him at the Home Depot, I said, what did I do wrong? Tell me what I do wrong to deserve what I got. 16 years of marriage. What did I do wrong? You know what he said? Head covering and disciplining one of my sons. And I said, guess what? I said, I guess I haven't learned anything. I'm still doing it. My women are still required to wear the head cover because of the angels. And 2, I still discipline my sons. Here's one right here. He's not even my biological son. I said, hey, do you get the spankings? He says, yes. I said, do I spank you for no reason? No. Why do I usually spank you? Because I did something wrong. Who determines if you get spanked or not? Me. Does it feel good when I spank you? You think you'll say, yeah, it feels good because I don't want to get in trouble. He says, no. He said, no, it doesn't feel good. Do you have any doubt that I love you? No, I know you love me. Were you glad to come out with me too? He said, I was glad. I said, why is he so glad to be with me? And he just told you that he gets spankings from me. Explain that to me. And this guy already knows me because I taught him how to do with his sons and daughters. He only has daughters. I told him what to do. So he already knows. And he says, Kabir, you're the same. I know. I'm the same. He said, you've always been about family. Yep. Still about family. I just got a bigger family now. My house, when the house here, I had 7, 8, 9. There was 9 of us. There were 9 of us in this house at one time when it was my house. 9. Now, when everything got given away to the ministry, now we have over 30 people. Over 30. Tell me, you know what he said? This came out of his own mouth. I didn't say this. This came out of this man's own mouth. He said, man, it's like a Job situation. Man, he don't even know what he just prophesied. You watch. I was left in this home. I was abandoned by Christians. I was left for dead. Listen to me. I was left for dead. Report this. I was left for dead, abandoned by Christians. Christian wife, Christian sons and daughters. They didn't have a say in that, but I get it. But they left. Christian community, Christian church, abandoned, left for dead. And now the house is full. We're breaking out the seams that now we have to sell this home because we have outgrown this property. This home cannot contain the growth that Yah's doing in Straightway Praise Land. And none of this is because of recruitment. We're boring them in, and there are people coming from all walks from up here north. We're growing. And for us to grow more, we can't stay here. This is getting too small. That sounds career. A 30,000 square feet room is getting too small. It's getting too small. We need something bigger because we want to prepare for Yah to start drawing his people. And we want to make sure we have a place for Yah's people. And this stuff that Pastor Dow has taught us is going to be, I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad that I get to be a part repairing the breach, seeking the old path. I'm looking forward to it. But we're doing what we can now, but there's going to come a time, and it's going to be soon. But Yah will determine that there's going to be somebody that's going to come here and say, okay, we're going to buy this land. It's time. Now we know it's time because we're ready. We're ready. Now we just sitting still and knowing that he's Yah. And we already know we got acreage of land waiting for us right now. And we just got to do our part, be faithful, be obedient, work together, do what we're doing, listen to the man of Yah, Pastor Dow. Man, we're good. So Yah is blessing us. I can't make this. This is not me making it up. I don't have to make this thing up. This is just what Yah is doing. I was left for dead. And it was Yah that put on Pastor Hart to come out here and help to come get this one lost sheep. I was a lost sheep. Lost sheep. Pastor lead the 99 and come back for me. And Yah was doing it through Pastor Dow. And Pastor was obedient and came up here. And I'm going to tell you right now, as many times I've known Pastor for almost 7 years. You guys hear me? 7 years I've known Pastor Dow. And not one time have Pastor Dow have gone to Lambeau Field. Now, personally, I would love to give him a tour and take him to the Hall of Fame and stuff. But not one time have Pastor Dow asked me, let me go see the stadium. When Pastor Dow comes here, he literally stays on this land. If he goes out, he's getting, I don't even know, go out, maybe go and get some vitamins or some food, just because when he's just coming in. And after that, he's on the land. He doesn't even leave. If he needs to get something, we go get it, or his women go get some food to come back and cook or something like that. I mean, he just come like, wow. But back in my playing days, when people came here, they came here because there was part of the excitement, the show, the lights, the glory. Pastor Dow came here. But guess what? People tell you Pastor Dow is only doing this to use me for money, slow play. I'm still waiting. It's 7 years. Maybe 7 years from now, I say, guys, finally, wow. It finally happened. But man, is there not a statute of limitation? Does there come a point like, okay, 7 years? So 7 years, can we get past this? Maybe there's a statute of limitation like, okay, Pastor legit. He loved the man. Now, even if he does something crazy, but there's got to be a statute of limitation on this allegation that he's only in it for the money, that he's only using me for my money, like the Christians. You know, Christians use me for the money. Pastor Dow is not using me for money. I can tell you that he hasn't used it for money. I have tried to do more for Pastor, and he just, you know, he's just not like a typical Christian pastor. He's just not, because he's not a Christian. He's a man of Yah. He's a Jeremiah 3:15 pastor. So anyway, that's all I have for you guys. This is way long, but this is good.
You want me to finish reading because there's a few more verses.
Oh,
here.
we got some okay. Keep reading. Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, he did say 27. Keep reading.
Yeah. But this cometh to pass that the word might be fulfilled. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Sorry.
Yeah.
Might be fulfilled that it is written in their law. They hated me without a cause. But when the Comforter is come, whom I will send unto you from the Father, even the Spirit of truth, which proceedeth from the Father, he shall testify of me, and ye shall also bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning.
Hallelujah. Well, guys, this is it. I mean, Yah is restoring. You guys that have been following me since I come into the truth, you're seeing Yah is restoring me. I just had a guy that's in my past who I ran into at Home Depot, and even he had to say, this is like a Job moment. This house is literally, I did not build this house for a community like this. Now, it worked out as a good temporary fix for a community, but man, and we learned how to live life together. But man, we already have ideas of what we can do better. So wherever we go is going to be better. But this house was not designed for this, for the community that we go, and it's continued to grow. We can't stop to grow. It's growing by leaps and bounds. I'm not making this thing up. We got to make adjustments and find a way to get this here. I mean, we got so much potential growth. I'm talking about exponentially growth. And the only thing that's kind of holding us back is this property. So pray for us to get this thing sold. We got some buyers and everything, and it's going to work out. There's going to be some things that has to happen. You know, we'll see. We'll see how Yah works. We'll see how Yah has to work. But man, I'm excited. And Yah's doing a good work. But hey, like they said, I went from sack leader to cult leader right here. I'm a cult leader, culture. You know, maybe we should come up with a shirt called Cult Leader. I don't know. Does that seem like I'm a cult leader now? I can maybe that'll be a new brand, sack leader to cult leader now, right? That'd be kind of cool. You know, hey, maybe come up with a new brand. Maybe be under the cultural brand, you know, just cult leader, sack leader, cult leader. I don't know. But whatever a cult is, I wish somebody can tell me what a cult is. But at the end of the day, I do not regret the day that I woke up to the truth. I do not regret finding Pastor Dow. I do not regret being a part of Straightway Truth Ministry. I do not regret being obedient to the Most High Yah. I don't. I have no regrets. I don't have no desire to go back to Christianity. I have no desire to have anything to do with the Christianity at all, because all I see from Christianity is hate. Now, are there individual Christians that are nice and loving? Yes, I can say that. I work with some. I work with some. And I work with some people that not even identify with any religious belief. They just believe in God and they don't know, but they just like being around us because they like the fact that we are authentic, that we are not hypocritical, that we actually practice what we believe. We actually practice what's in the book. They like that about us. So I'm not going to say, so that's why I'm always attacking Christianity and not individual Christians. But unfortunately, I knew a lot of Christians, and 95%, and I'm being gracious with the number. I could easily say 99, but I'm just going to say I'll say 94. Let me do that. At least 94% of the Christians I once knew all hate me. At least 94%. At least. You guys like that, huh? You guys like how I put that 94 in? I get that in. But 94. At least 94. How do you explain that? 94% of the people that I once knew hate me. What I mean, they're not now. Out of the 94%, 0% of them ever say, Kabir, I hate you. No one has ever. It'll be hard for them to say, I hate you. But you know how they show me hate? They show me hate by their actions. They don't reach out to me. They don't call. They don't want to take my calls, whatever the case is. There's some I still can call my high school coach. He's a Christian. I can call him. We still talk. I can call my pro coach, college coach. I have not been able to get, but I'm able to talk to my, so the people I can talk to. And so, and they know what I believe, and they respect it. They don't agree with it. Some is nonchalant. They don't really care, but they're not, but the relationship is even better because I'm saying, wow, you don't even have to talk to me and you're still talking to me. You don't even have to work with me. I even got clients who are Christians, people I know, and they still work with me, knowing that I have more than one woman, knowing that I'm a commandment keeper. I even have a feminist client, a feminist. Like, how do you work with a feminist? Well, how did Joseph work with the Pharaoh? How did that work out? I even had the feminist ask you, do you have a problem working for a woman? I said, well, or a non-believer. I said, well, if it worked, if Joseph could do it, why can I not do it? It is called Joseph Financial Storehouse. So I guess if he can do it, I can do it, right? For his name's sake. So anyway, Yah's good. I appreciate you guys being with me. I appreciate you being faithful. Seeing it here at 52, please hit the like button. I'm going to make sure, let Deacon here close out, or at least give us an announcement, and then we'll close out. And appreciate you. Love you.
Sounds good, Elder. Saints, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Remember to visit straightway.com for resources and newsletters. If you're interested in fellowship with Straightway, you can call the dining hall and ask for Elder Becker. The number to call is 615-688-3025. Again, if you want a fellowship with the nearby assembly, you can call the dining hall and ask for Elder Becker. The number to call is 615-688-3025. You can also visit straightway.com for more contact information. Elder Kabir, give us your closing words.
Well, guys, I've said enough. Hey, if you're hated, Consider it a blessing. Blessed are those who are hated for the gospel's sake. I just paraphrase. But anyway, remember, we will be with you guys next week, y'all willing. Or we'll have something out there for you. But until next time, remember, guys, remember to be faithful in the little. Shalom, shalom.